Hey everyone! Sorry we were a few minutes late. We had a little discussion to do backstage about what we were doing tonight. Um, I see some of you that I've already seen tonight, but I'm still going to say hi to you all. So far in the chat, we have Super Mario Brothers 3. We have Twilight Nights, welcome. I'm going to start putting the names on the screen. So we have Super Mario Brothers 3. Twilight Nights, we have Pushing Button 62. Michael Fontaine is in the chat. Welcome to Bunker Broadcasting, who says, hey, pushing buttons, it's Paw, who also had to say goodnight. It's too late. Understandable. Let's see. We also have, I know I saw it there, they are. Oh, no, Noise Guru, yeah, no, Noise Guru, and Go-Kart Bob, and Mr. Super Sidewinder. And Wendy B, welcome. So, there's Wendy B. And that's it so far. How are you guys tonight? Jeff, Chris McGee, how are you doing tonight?
Good. The faithful are gathered. I'm starting to recognize these names.
That's good. Oh, we also have Splatter 420. He's here too. Welcome, welcome. Jeff, how are you doing?
Doing okay.
Okay is better than not great. Oh, and guess what? We have another guest. Please welcome to the stage, as he would say, Hebro77. Welcome, Hebro.
All right.
Well, hey guys.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Oh, wait. Also, welcome to Analog Line, who just got here.
Cool.
So, I think I'm going to change the like I just said we were going to do a couple Mandela effects, Jeff's segment, and then a couple Mandela effects. Instead, I think we're going to start with Jeff's segment, just in case, with Jeff, you know. We're going to start with Jeff's segment, and then we're going to get into the Mandela effects. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
That's good.
Awesome. Also, welcome to Yellow
Jeff's
Sun.
Before, so this ought to be interesting.
Yes.
I got a preview. It's really cool stuff.
Good.
Well then, since we are going into Jeff's segment, guys, we're going right into the intro. So here we go. So, Jeff, I think we have someone special stuff to show tonight, do we not? Jeff is muted. Someone in the chat, maybe?
Let's see.
Someone on the screen? So guys, in the description of this video and last night's video, you will find a link to Pushing Buttons video that we're going to show you now.
Oh, wow.
And if you haven't, check his channel out. Not only does he show some UFO stuff, but he also does a lot of gaming. And it's a pretty cool channel. You should give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Again, link is in the description. While Jeff is pulling up Pushing Buttons UFO video. Should be in order at the top, the Pushing Buttons UFO video. You're welcome, Pushing.
I'm all kinds of messed up here. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's in the messenger with you and Chris McGee.
It was a long last message.
Hey, guess who's in the chat? We have Jency. I can finally give Jency a wrench. Hey, Jency, good to see you.
Hey, Jency.
And you are now wrenched.
This is not clickable.
Not clickable. You're right. It's not clickable. I need to go get that video for you. Give me one second. If I get kicked out, I'll be right back, guys.
I hate when you get a link like that. It's not clickable.
No, I think I forgot to add the link is the problem.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that would be why. It's in the description, but I forgot to put it on the list of stuff for Jeff. That was the issue.
So, wait, this pushing buttons has footage of a UFO in his backyard? That's what we're going to watch?
That is what we're going to watch.
Oh, that's amazing.
It is. Can't wait to see this. Here we go.
And there are other videos. So like I said, go check out Pushing Buttons channel. Subscribe. Give the video a like.
And that is
It's just wild that the U.S. government will now admit that UFOs are real, but they won't admit that what was all just a bunch of lies.
right.
You know?
Everything. It's everything.
Yeah, or anything else for that matter.
Yeah, true.
Okay, I am adding you to the screen. Full screen in it. Oh, you know what I did? I just realized the reason why there's no link is because I put it in Flickr. Jeff, I'm going to actually remove this.
Okay.
It's in Flickr because then I put pushing buttons on the screen with the video. See what I'm saying? So yeah, credit.
I hope to see it.
It should be there. I mean, I did send you guys the pictures of Flickr.
I got it.
And you do see it? Okay, it says pushing buttons, so yeah. Yeah. That's why there was no link. I knew there was a reason I had to have done that. Hey, Preliminal. Good to see you. Go Kart Bob. Let's see. Did I see everybody? And, of course, the Nightbot is here. Remember to hit a like before you leave, everyone.
Preliminal is a really good avatar name. I like that a lot.
Well, it's actually prelim minimal, but we always go and say preliminal.
Oh, wow. Read closer. Magnifying glass.
When I first started, I was saying it the right way. Then I started saying it wrong again.
So credit Pushing Button 62, video link in the description. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Backyard UFO? Go ahead, Jeff. This isn't the full video. I just clipped it a little bit.
Oh, it's one of those orb things.
Yes. A lot of blue UFOs lately.
Very bluish, flickering.
Yeah. And definitely too big to be a star.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of camera did you use pushing buttons? I meant to ask you that. I was curious. And that's it. That's the clip. Especially if this is your phone camera. That'd be kind of crazy. Let me remove you from the stage. Very nice.
I wish they would have had cell phones when I saw the UFO many years ago. Very low to the ground.
You have a sighting. I didn't know that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was only as high as a tall tree. So I know I was looking at something that was either not of this earth or maybe government made. I don't know. But it was definitely something I've never seen before.
What did it look like?
Big, round, flashing lights scared the crap out of me and my friends.
When you say round, do you mean circular or like disc?
Well, not like a disc. Like what you would see in a movie almost.
And it was just a treetop
It was
level, like
as high as a pretty tall tree. It wasn't
that's
very high up. So that's
so
how I knew I was looking at something remarkable.
wow.
Dude, it kind of reminds me of a story. The story, like, I wish I would have filmed it. I did have a cell phone at this time. Me and Amazon line were traveling down the road, and she just kept looking back behind her, and I'm like, "What in the F are you looking at?" And she's like, "Dude, look up there." And I'm looking out the front, the windshield. I'm like, "What in the world?" It was like this. It wasn't disc-like, but it was almost like I can't even really explain it. It was almost like triangular, and it had these green and red lights on it, but it was and white lights, and it was flying low enough to where I knew it wasn't an airplane. Like because it was that tree line.
Yeah.
And I knew it wasn't like what are those things that the kids play with?
Drone.
Yeah, drone. I knew it wasn't a drone because it was way too big to be a drone, or at least anything that would have been less than a commercial drone. So we kept following this thing, and finally it just like it shifted. It went from east to west, and then as fast as it went from east to west, it just disappeared into the tree line, and we never saw it again.
Wow.
Mm.
It was like wild. I wish I would have got a footage of that thing, like you said.
Yeah. When I saw it, it was 1995. Nobody was really using cell phones that much yet. I only had a pager. That's all I had. I wish I would have had a cell phone that could, record stuff.
Oh, another thing to note, what I saw never made a sound either.
Oh, classic.
Mm-hmm.
And
What I
speaking
saw
of cell
did.
phones, I just want to point out that Pushing Buttons was using a Samsung Note 23 to take that video. So definitely could not be a star. And planets don't flicker. So just want to point that out. And I also want to say, you're welcome to Twilight Nights. I am giving out wrenches to the people who have supported me while I'm small, so that when I'm big, I got a lot of you. I'm hoping to be big one day, but I doubt it. But you know what I mean. So that there's a core set of people who I can trust. And I know I can trust you guys. So thank you for being here. You're saying thank you to me, but I'm saying thank you to you. So go on, guys.
When the world figures out that the Mandela effect is real at some point,
Mm-hmm.
there will maybe be some recognition of the pioneers.
Maybe. I doubt it.
Well, who knows? I feel like the UFO is the UFO disclosure is starting to happen, and that's one layer of disclosure. And I think we talked about this a little bit last night, maybe, but the Mandela effect is several layers deeper. Shifting reality is where this leads, and the very perceptive among the UFO people are picking up on that a little bit. Reality's what is this place? That question surfaces in the UFO community. There's a really great podcast called UFO Rabbit Hole, and I highly recommend it to anybody. It does a very good job at sort of starting from scratch and educating you through all the different questions and the history and whatnot. And she's very smart, Kelly Chase. And it ends up leading her to questioning, basically everything, the history of the earth and ancient civilizations. Is there something on the moon? Like Plato's cave? It just is the material world really stable and physical? And it all leads her to this concept she calls ontocalypse, which is when your worldview melts down, the apocalypse of ontology, like what really exists. And so they're kind of coming at our same space from a different angle. Like we may end up converging at some point between these different paranormal communities.
You see, the problem I have with the whole UFO thing is not so much the UFO thing, but the U.S. government coming out and admitting what we all suspected or what we all knew to be true. The problem I had with it is them coming out and opening up certain documents and stuff, is I think the whole thing is a psyop. I think they're sort of showing us this, like, oh yeah, it's all real and stuff like that. Why would they just now be revealing it to us if there's not something else out there that's much bigger, that's much scarier, that's something that we have to worry about, that's more menacing than UFOs?
Well, there probably is.
You know.
Yeah, I do think there is something to that they're being more open and revealing about it because they're trying to distract us from something.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean they're not real. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just that they're just the reason why. Well, what can we do? Like I could see them saying, like, guys, we really need something to distract them.
Well, I totally believe that they're real. I'm just saying that since they're opening up about it, there's something got to be much worse out there. Is all as I'm saying.
They're opening up about it, but they haven't really straight out admitted it. They've kind of danced around it and hinted towards it.
It's a slow drip. It's a trickle. It's like little bits and breadcrumbs. Yeah. Some people speculate, is their hand being forced? Is there something they know about that's coming, so they have to be more open about it? Or to Hebro's point, is it something like, well, this is layer 1, and because there's something way scarier that's layer 5, we better at least deal with layer 1 openly now. I don't know.
That is probably what's going on.
And layer 5 is closer to Mandela effect, shifting reality, simulation theory, these questions that you have to answer about. And I think that in this segment, we'll get to some cool stuff like that that's just so absurd. You're like, what?
I do think they know about the Mandela effect and they're scared of it. And they want us, obviously, to think we're misremembering because they're pushing pretty hard to make us think that. There's a lot of articles that are kind of attacking people who are Mandela affected.
Gatekeeping, right? They call that?
Gatekeeping. There's a lot of that going on. Ryan Stavely shows a lot of that.
Yeah, they're working hard to say there's nothing to see here.
Yeah. And if they're doing that, then there is plenty to see here.
And that's how they used to be with UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're that way about the Mandela effect.
Exactly.
Welcome, Dunno. What's next on your list, Jeff? Because there's a lot there tonight.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Let's see.
I did give instructions, which I think are helpful. I hope are helpful.
I see Fox News ghost sighting.
In Flickr.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm telling him, go to Flickr.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to go to Flickr?
Yeah, it says it right there. In Flickr. I try. Let's see. I'm looking at the chat. I agree, Jency. I agree.
I love that we're getting interdisciplinary though, with the weird. I'm in search of what's the thread that unites all this strange stuff that doesn't make sense by, the physical materialist worldview that we were all kind of raised on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jeff, those are the photos. Oh, is there a link that you have to show first? There is. It's the YouTube link first. And then the slides are the pictures of the link. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like close-ups to make it easier for people to see it.
So it's the one before it.
Well, no, it's the same one. It's the Fox News, but it says close-ups after link in Flickr. So you go to the link first, show them the video clip, and then we go to Flickr to show the close-ups. You understand?
I'm not seeing that.
Do you mean he needs to click it from the Facebook Messenger link first?
Yeah, right underneath pushing buttons. There's Fox News ghost sighting, photos of close-up, after link in Flickr, and then there's the link, YouTube. Push-in. I would like to add that to next week, if that's okay. If you can, send me a link, please, on Messenger for next week. That'd be awesome. I want to see that. All right, Jeff is ready with the video. Here we go. So, guys, this is dash cam footage of a truck driving up the street in Arizona. And keep your eyes on the right-hand side. The glowing things are not the ghost. Those are just reflectors on the road. Just keep your eyes peeled. Go ahead, Jeff. I think they do slow-mo next. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, so I took, like I said, in Flickr, I have photos. It's so quick.
There it is. What?
Yep, there it is.
Oh, this is like a little kid.
Or a half person. You'll see the photo. So now we're going to go to Flickr, guys. And this is from Fox 10. And,
wow, this actually showed on the news.
It was shown on the news. And I took like still images and zoomed in as best I could. I, to this day, miss the magnifying glass in the photo app. It's gone. Can't do it anymore. I used to be able to zoom in on a section of the photo. Apple felt like that wasn't necessary. So now I just have to zoom in the whole picture and everything looks bad. So yes, it was a half person. I don't think it's fake. I said it was dash cam footage and the photos look pretty good. So here we go. And Jeff, you should be able to zoom in. But the bottom right, that is when the side view mirror gets in the way. But it looks like legs, feet moving. Yeah. But there's no upper half.
Oh my God.
That's where it starts to come into view.
Just some legs.
Yeah, maybe a hand in one section.
So we have half a ghost and a UFO.
Now we're going to get a full ghost, I think, on the next one.
There's a next one?
Oh, there's a whole list, Jeff. I sent you a whole list of stuff.
You mean next video?
Next video, not this one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean to confuse you. I'm sorry.
Before we do get to the next video, though, I do have something like I made a whole entire video on this, but I do have a couple theories as to what causes ghosts or what ghosts actually are. And one of them actually kind of ties into the Mandela effect a little bit of what I think the Mandela effect, what's going on with the Mandela effect. And the two theories, which are going to be like the most unpopular ones, like everyone else, like, oh, no, it's, you know, it's actually human spirits and this and that. But here's the thing. And then the way they're right. But here's the thing, like, we're all made up of energy. You know, like we all have energy in us. We all use energy to move around. Energy's all around us. One of my theories is that when we die, our energy can't stay trapped in our bodies. Our energy comes up out of our bodies, leaves. Where's the energy? The energy is probably located in the brain. Why the brain? Because the brain has all the electrical neurons and whatever the hell. I'm not a scientist or anything, but whatever's going up in there, it's all electrical, right? So when we die, all that electrical energy and whatever, the electricity actually from the brains causes the energy that we naturally have in us, because there's energy all around. This is, I mentioned, of course, we all know that. But I think that's one of the explanations, is that energy is just still hanging around. It leaves the body and just kind of just kind of hangs around somewhere. And there's two different kinds. There's intelligent energy, which is your thoughts and your memories and stuff that are actually forming into the shape of this energy that you can interact with live people. And then there's the other kind that is just played through a loop. Like we're just like you're just seeing it over and over and over again, almost like a video on repeat. My other theory is that they're not actually dead, and they're live people, but they're just from a different dimension than us. And the dimension is somewhere where the doorway is, and we're looking like.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about astral projection.
Well, that too, but
that's seeing people astrally project themselves somewhere.
But what I'm talking about is more like when you have two dimensions that are crossing over into one, like, how do I, like, kind of like time travel in a way. Like if you are in the future and then you see yourself, or you see a person in the past, like a person's in the Victoria type dress or something, like you see them, like that's actually a timeline crossing over into your timeline. They can see you, you can see them, but you can't interact with each other. But you see them. Like when you see something like move across the room, like you know how a lot of people say, "Oh, I saw someone, they moved across the room, they were in Victoria era costume." I think that's actual time elapsing, like, or collapsing onto other timelines, and we're witnessing it because we just happen to be standing in that moment when their moment in that time period actually occurred. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's an interesting theory. I have heard something similar to that from, like, ghost shows that I've seen, where they say that an imprint has been made, like on an object or something, almost like a video recording that replays. Like you'll see the same, like there's been like reports of like a ghost doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like they'll see the same ghost doing the same thing in the same order, like it's like you're watching a video from the past. And they claim that they believe that it's almost like it imprinted on something, whether it be an old nail or a jewelry box or whatever. Like that's a theory that kind of goes with that one a bit, where you're seeing like a moment in time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think those replay loops with ghosts are one of the weirder phenomena to account for. What explains the playback loop? So the imprint theory is kind of what you're saying. Ebro brought up the replays. Did you have a different idea about what causes a replay, Ebro?
Well, the replay, yes, actually, that to me is either someone sending a signal, like how someone gets murdered real quick and they never find out their killer or whatever. And this is going to sound kind of like, it's not scientific, but it's sort of spiritual when you think about it. It's kind of like maybe that residual energy that was left behind there. And I don't know how quite to explain this. Like, I'm not doing a very good job, I know, but just hear me out for a second. It's like that residual energy is in there because you have like positive, how you have like positive energy and negative energy and ions and all that crap. And I think basically it's not intelligent. Like, it doesn't know that it's whatever. It just exists and it plays over and over again because it's sort of like it's just stuck in that, because you have these magnetic fields, and the magnetic field is trapping it sort of in that same loop and keeping it there to where it can't go anywhere else. That would be my theory anyway. I don't know. I know I went a long way around to get to that, and I'm sorry, but
It's okay.
Magnetic fields. I think it all has to do basically with magnetic fields, because if we are, my first theory was that we're all made up of energy, and if we're all trapped energy into our bodies, and then once we die and our energy passes through, then what would keep that energy at bay would be magnetic fields. It would all have to work around that. And I think that's where you get into like your time loops, or someone's stuck in one particular area, like a house or something. Maybe there's a particular magnetic field in there that's trapping them in there, kind of like how a ghost trap or how the ecto containment unit would work, kind of like that. Even though that stuff's fictional, they did base it on actual research that they've done with using magnetic field research. So that's interesting in itself. I don't know.
All right, Jeff, what do you have up for us next? Uh-oh. There we go. Jeff, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, you're on.
Shares footage of chilling sighting.
So again, this is the news.
In a minute.
This is the cemetery.
Oh, it's muted.
And as you can see behind me here,
Yeah, I would just start over. The sound doesn't matter because the sound doesn't matter. We just have to play it again because you have to just keep your eye. I was going to say keep your eyes on the left-hand side because she doesn't know the ghost is there. She's just talking about the cemetery.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, so we're looking on the left-hand side between the gravestone, and it just disappeared again. The gravestone on the left-hand side of the screen, everyone.
Oh, no. Did I lose it again?
You did.
Told you, I'm not with it.
At least you know that YouTube is crazy. Thank you, Wendy. They're not supposed to put ads during the live show. It's supposed to be after the show is not.
They played an ad during it?
Yeah, they're playing ads during it. I'm even getting ads.
Weird.
The only way I can give wrenches and pin comments and stuff is to have the show open on my phone. And I'm getting ads over here too. Like, it's not supposed to give ads during the live show. Oh, all right, here we go. Third time's the charm. So look between the big gravestone over her shoulder and the left-hand side. Hit play.
as you can see behind me here, we have a few gravestones, but what you can't see because it's dark out, as you can see behind me here, we
I can barely see that.
Dude, there's something like streaking.
Yeah.
As you can see behind me here, we have a few gravestones, but what you can't see because it's dark out, and as you can see behind me here, we
Look at it. Zoom.
Streaker.
Well, for those of you that did not see it, I have photos, and I even drew on the photo because I think there's actually two there, not just one. So I'll show you in the photos. One does look like a man, but it's confusing to me because it's facing in the wrong direction. And when we get to the photos in Flickr, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I got a question for you guys after we do this that has to do with gravestones. Well, I guess I could ask it while she's getting that ready. Why do you guys think that spirits or ghosts or whatever would hang out in the cemetery like their own? Do you think like the bodies in there have their spirits attached to them?
Wait, hold on a second. Jeff, you do know you're the one going to Flickr, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. So you're asking about the gravestones and ghosts?
Yeah. What do you think the reason why they would be sticking with their bodies? Would be my question, I guess.
I don't know. I think the most likely, because I do believe we go to heaven, or people could go the other way. I think it might be people, one, either confused, they don't know that they're dead, or who knows
But I can see
what
the house.
Catholics think of as
house. I mean, I could see like their old house, like where they died or might have, or the last house they lived in before they died. I kind of see that, but their gravestones, if they don't know they're dead, I mean,
I don't know.
Here's your sign. You're hanging out in the graveyard all the
time. Yeah. I just never understood that, though. Like, it seems like you would either be more interested. Like, I don't know. It seems like you wouldn't want to stick around your body, is what I'm saying. I don't know.
Really quickly, welcome to Greensleeves 20 and Joe Bloor, who just joined the chat. And Jeff, I said I took several screenshots. Most look like nothing is there. I can see something in the video clip, but the stills just look like low quality pixelation. However, if you go to the next one, that is what we saw streaking, and it looks like it's in the wrong direction. And that is what I could see that I drew on top of.
Look at
it
that.
It looks like a guy with a long nose and a little bit of hair on top. I don't know if you can zoom in on the left side for them to see the face.
And he has a tail too.
Yeah.
It's a young Jabba the Hutt.
Well, I was gonna say it's just like your typical stereotypical cartoon ghost.
Yeah.
With a tail.
But the next one is crazy. There was another ghost in the picture too, and it looks like a dog or a duck to me.
Ooh, looks like oh, look at that guy. Yes. It looks
That's
like
the duck. The duck drawing.
Or if you're a Final Fantasy, that's a chocobo for sure.
Yeah, chocobo, yes, but also could be a dog.
You know what? Maybe it's an out of world spirit, like a demon, not like a demon, but like a kind of like a demon.
Hold on for 1 second. Ryu can't stay long. Philo isn't here, so I don't know. I haven't seen Philo in the live chat in a while, to be honest with you. So, but welcome, Ryu, and welcome Alone. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but Ryu said he couldn't stay long. Let's go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Well, I was saying there are spirits that are that have never lived on the earth that roam around the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like these things look like animals and stuff. Mm-hmm. Or they could be the spirit of animals that used to belong to those humans.
And welcome, General Sorrow. I didn't want to interrupt. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I mean,
yeah, I mean that could be why. Maybe he's looking for his pet. Maybe he's chasing down a dog. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the update, Michael Fontaine. Philo Fire isn't feeling well. I hope she feels better soon. She's taking a vacation.
I see. I know I haven't seen her in a while.
Yes, I have not. Jeff, guys, these are just the warm-ups. The good stuff's coming. The good stuff, this is just the warm-up stuff.
That's good one, preliminal. What preliminal says.
Mm-hmm. Chris McGee, we're gonna have to make you a UFO profile pic for the show. All right.
Oh man, he's British now. Hi, mate. Oh wait, Australian. That's Australian.
Well, put another shrimp on the barbie.
That's not
All right.
enough.
I just had to step aside for a second there.
It's okay. This one, I'm going to ask you guys if you think this is a ghost or not, because I'm going to show you what I think it is. So here we go. Go ahead, Jeff. Again, no sound is needed. You're looking above the shed, right above the shed. Now the llama looks at the shed and stops.
Oh, I
and then
just
you see
saw it.
something
Yeah.
float away. Can you hit replay on that one more time, Jeff, please?
I see one of his videos.
That's the intermission.
There we go. Oh, I am going to step away here in a minute, but you know.
Oh, you need to stay for the finale of this, because this is crazy. The last thing at the end is crazy. It's not a ghost. It's not a UFO. It's just the unexplained. The unexplained.
You want me to show it again? The one we just saw?
Yes.
Yeah, because it was really quick, and I don't know if people saw it. So you're gonna look above the shed, and then you're gonna see something float to the right. But I don't think this is a ghost, everyone. I'm gonna be honest, and when we go to Flickr, you'll see what I think it is.
Can
So
we
you're gonna see a flash above the shed, and then you're gonna see something float towards that pole with the thing on it.
Oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm. Now, if we go to Flickr, I'll show you what I think it is after we replay it again.
Oh, the sheep and the llama.
It's hard to see because the words are there.
But when the animal stops, animals see things that we can't. You know.
Yeah.
They do, but what I think it is would still stop an animal. It would stop a human.
Okay.
But it's not paranormal. It's weather related. So it's something I covered in 2021 that I'm going to show you again. General Sorrow's on the right track. Random snow. Not random, but product of snow. We'll see. You'll see what I mean.
You know what? If it's a Mandela effect, I would still label it paranormal.
Yep. So I do have the clip here, I think, but I'm not sure on this one. I think this could be diamond dust, a weather phenomenon I covered in 2021. Watch the clip again, and then look at some of the video clips of diamond dust. So can you play it one more time? You're going to see the flash on top, and then you're going to see it float off to the side. Okay, now let's go to the next thing.
I missed the flash.
Okay. This is diamond dust. It makes flashes, and it also there's more videos of it. It sparkles and sometimes has like a little white floating thing going on. Diamond dust is created by below freezing temperatures, usually on a still clear day. Any moisture in the air freezes into tiny particles, which magically float and sparkle in the air. But there's more. Next slide, Jeff.
Wait, there's more.
Yep, but what makes this phenomenon so Mandela is the light pillars. For some reason, diamond dust creates light pillars. If you go to the next slide, Jeff, I think there's another video of diamond dust. So here's a light pillar with diamond dust. And that flash that I saw on top of the shed was very similar to the flashing I'm seeing happening here from the diamond dust. And then if a gust of wind blew some snow off the top of the shed, it would look like that floating white thing off to the side. So I'm wondering if it's snow or if it's actually a ghost. What's the next one, Jess? Right, so, okay, now I took close-up. So if you can zoom in on the close-ups. I think I got the flash in one of them. I also find it interesting that it's rainbow. Do you see like that yellow, blue, purple, green going on? The colors? Which also would be indicative of, you know, sunlight going through ice crystals is the color. Don't see too many rainbow ghosts. So that's why I'm really thinking this might be a diamond dust situation where that's the same image, just a different zoom thingies. That's why I think it's diamond dust. I really do. All right, so here's the close-up of the floating thing, which I'm not seeing any shapes. I'm just seeing what looks to be a gust of snow in the air. Doesn't mean it's not a ghost. I'm just saying I'm leaning towards weather phenomenon, personally. That happens to look ghostly in nature. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It almost looks like an owl.
Yeah, I can see that. You guys see the rainbow? Am I making this up? Do you actually see the colors?
I don't.
I see some purple and blue and yellowish brown.
I see yellow on the left, and I see like there's almost a little bit of red mixing in there. Then I see blue, and then I see purple. Like a fire rainbow, like one of those rainbows in the clouds. That's what I'm saying. Like sunlight reflecting through the ice crystals in the air.
But what's the very first flash? I guess to me it looked like a light ball or something, like just a circle.
Right, and that is what I was talking about. The diamond dust can do that. It literally makes flashes of light.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm thinking it's diamond dust and a gust of wind blowing, the loose snow on top of the shed off. That's what I'm thinking this is. But again, it could be a ghost.
The curious llama is maybe the most fascinating part here.
So what is everyone thinking? Was that a ghost or diamond dust and a gust of wind blowing loose snow crystals in the air? Personally, I do think it's the latter, but if you guys think it's a ghost, let me hear your case in the comments.
I want to clear something up with chat real quick, if that's cool.
Yeah.
There's a difference between theory and a hypothesis. A hypothesis is the conclusion of your theory. What I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a ghost expert. These are just theories that I've come up with in my head from watching various ghost shows and studying various things on ghosts. So yeah, again, I may be full of shit. I don't know. I'm not saying for sure 100% this is how it works. I'm just saying these are theories that I've come up with. They're not completed theories. That's all they are, is just theories.
Everything is a theory when it comes to the Mandela effects and ghosts and the unexplained.
Right.
Because it's unexplained. Like, it's literally, we do not have proof. We absolute proof. I'm talking about scientific evidence. All we have is evidence, but it's not, unless it can be proved by science, it's going to remain a theory.
But I do have one more that I want to bring up, but we can do that later. And it has to do with multiverses.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Noise Guru says, I'm changing my name to Curious Llama.
That's good. I like that. We actually have some llamas, and this is off topic, but it is on topic for llamas. We have some llamas we drive by this one road we have to drive by to get town to town because we drive on the back roads. Yeah, because it's more convenient, it's less trafficy, and there's less cops. That's the other reason. But,
welcome, Adam for Christ. I'm sorry, he just snuck in and I missed him. He's up further. I'm so sorry.
No, I was finishing up, but I was just going to say there's these llamas that are along this road that we pass up, and I almost always talk to them. I'm like, hey guys, what's up, man? You should see, they come right up to your car too. Like you could be on the road. The only problem is there's a lot of cars travel on that road, so you can't really stay there for too long. But I always say hi to them, whether they hear me or not, whether they respond or not. It's just a thing. I like animals. I know. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but that's You know, that's my short little story about the llamas. You know.
Oh my gosh! Welcome, Michael Fontaine. I'm missing people when they jump in. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Go on, Jeff. What do you have for us now? Oh, this is the best one. Okay, guys, you're gonna see why I was questioning that ghost story compared to this one. It's because I had this one on the back burner. Here we go. This is one of the best ghosts on video I've ever seen.
What is this place?
Again, this is Fox Nation, and we'll get to that in the slides. Because I don't remember the name of it. It's a hotel.
A hotel. Okay.
We knew one night wouldn't be enough to experience the scariest hotel with all of the stories here.
Wait a minute, Jeff. Hold on for a second.
I'm staying here 2 nights to experience this property's.
I think you can go just a flicker, but you start at minute marker 9 minutes. This is a long video.
Yeah, it's 10-minute video.
But I think I have this video in Flickr, but we'll just go to 9 minutes since he's here. Start at 9 minutes. Well, that's good. That's good. You can start there.
When we leave the ghost tour, that we hope they have a good night's sleep, because there's no guarantee.
We're gonna make me feel not better. No.
And that guarantee extends to all those who dare to sleep here. After our interview, one guest pulls me aside to share a video from her sleepless night. Because of the alarming nature of this video, she doesn't want to be identified.
Girls trip, most haunted hotel in America, early bedtime, looking for ghosts.
She believes she captured a girl on camera in her room here at the Crescent. She asked me to investigate this further.
All right, you can stop. You can stop.
And ready to move on from this entire experience.
Nice.
Okay. So I believe the clip is in Flickr as well. So go to Flickr and we'll do a replay there.
What was the guarantee? This place has a guarantee. It's like something weird's gonna happen to you.
I don't know, but I do know that woman did not react to that ghost little girl running across the screen at all.
Didn't see it till it was on camera, I guess.
Yeah, not at all. Did not flinch. Did not say anything. Oh my gosh.
Well, I tell you, over here, like I told you, I think I mentioned this on Shifty Sunday. Like I could hear a noise in the kitchen going off, and then I'll walk in there. It'll sound like the dishes fell. Like, you know how your dishes settle sometimes if you put them in the strainer, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll go and check, and it looks like nothing has been disturbed whatsoever. It's just, I don't know. It's bizarre.
That is weird.
Yeah. Huh.
That would give me the EVGs a bit. EVGs, yes. Okay. So if you want to play the clip again so they can look for it, you're going to look right when she says, like, girls night looking for ghosts. When she says that, she runs across the screen. If you want to play it again.
Aside to share a video from her sleepless night. Because of the alarming nature of this video, she doesn't want to be identified.
Girls trip, most haunted hotel in America, early bedtime, looking for ghosts.
She believes she captured a
girl running
on camera in her room here at the Crescent. She asked me to investigate this further as she's checking out today at her interview. One guest pulls me aside to.
That is wild.
A guest at the haunted Crescent Hotel shared a video with Fox Nation. In the video, you can see what looks like a little girl running into the wall. That's where the blur is headed, because where she's headed is the back wall, the corner of the room. And then if you go to, I'm sorry, what?
There's no door on that end?
No, it's the back corner of the room. So the next slide, I have stills, and I also drew on top of some of them, the next one. But honestly, this is one of the best ghost caught on videos I've ever seen, because there's no reaction from the woman recording, and it's a clear picture of a little girl in a white gown. I can even see a face, which I drew on the next slide.
Whew. Man, that's got to be creepy.
You can see it really well in the live video.
So I can see a full face. I can see ringlets in her hair when I'm looking up close. And that's what I'm seeing. And that's just nuts.
Pushing buttons. Another girl in the wall.
Yeah, what she's heading towards is the nightstand and the corner of the room. The bed is pushed up against the wall, and it was taken from, like, you know, she's laying in bed, and she's.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Seriously, my hair's standing up, like right there.
And that looks like a little girl from the Victorian era getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
In her nightgown.
Running like that. I mean, that was the same thing in the streaker graveyard.
Yeah. Like, ooh, I don't want to be caught. These cameras can catch us.
Dang, man.
Or they're streaking,
You know
and
what?
like they want to be in the video, but they don't want to be in the video, so they just want to run through it.
That
They're
one,
photo bombing.
I felt like, honestly, that was easier to see in the video than in the stills.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. If you guys want to play the video one more time, go ahead. Go back to the front, play it again.
I want to see it, especially now knowing that she's running into a
pulls me aside.
corner.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But wait, before you play it, Jeff, can you hit the arrows and make it bigger, please? On the top right. Oh, it was bigger.
Interview. One guest pulls me aside to share a video from her sleepless night. Because of the alarming nature of this video, she doesn't want to be identified.
Girls trip, most haunted hotel in America, early bedtime, looking for ghosts.
She believes she captured a ghost girl on camera in her room here at the Crescent. She asked me to investigate this further.
Now, what did she say? Girls what?
Girls night.
Girls trip. Girls trip.
Oh.
Hey,
Girls
Wizardry.
trip.
Good to see you.
Just as she says girls trip, that's when that happened.
Mm-mm.
Like right when she
says girls trip, most haunted hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to catch, as she's saying, trying to see some ghosts. Play again. Play it again. You'll see. The word ghost is on the bottom of the screen, and then she shows like the coffee maker.
As she's checking out today at her interview, one guest
coffee
pulls me
maker
aside
on
to
the
share a video
nightstand.
from
And then you'll see the girl run across.
her sleepless night. Because of the alarming nature of this video, she doesn't want to be identified.
Girls trip, most haunted hotel in America, early bedtime, looking for ghosts.
Hold on a second.
She believes she captured a ghost girl on camera in her room here at the Crescent. She asked me to investigate this.
Okay, so the white bar is in the bottom right. We can play it again, but right before she runs what?
Right before you see her running across, I actually saw a shadow.
Yeah, and there's a shadow as she's
right
still running away.
No, they're yes, but there's one just as she runs into the frame, like right before she runs into the frame. Show it again. You'll see it's on there.
Further, as she's checking out today at her interview, one guest pulls me aside to share a video from her sleepless night. Because of the alarming nature of this video, she doesn't want to be identified.
Girls trip, most haunted hotel
Right there.
in America, early bedtime, looking for ghosts.
Yeah, did you
She
see
believes she captured a ghost
Oh,
girl
yes.
on camera
It's right
in
there,
her
yeah.
room here at the Crescent.
And then
She asked
right
me to-
there is the shadow after too.
Oh, the shadow creeped me out, man. He really just freaked me out. The shadow is creepier.
So if you go to the slides where I drew on top, go to this next slide. Okay. So, nope, it's the next one. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't include it. That's why. Never mind. I thought I included it. There's like a shadow on the wall when she's like almost off the screen. Like you can just see a little bit of the dress left over, and you can see a shadow on the wall there too. And I didn't include it. Shoot.
See, I don't know how you could fake this.
Mm-mm. No sound at all either. And I have an ad again. Stop it. YouTube's got some explaining to do.
You
Seriously. Jeff, are we on the long one? Are we on the article one now? I think we are.
Oh shoot, I was muted up. I was gonna say wizardry said something about a mirror. Is there a mirror in the room?
We are on that one, yes.
Okay, Christopher, do you want to do it, or do you want Christopher to take over for this one? Because it's a long article to read.
Yeah.
Christopher, please go to that list and pull up the link for Weird New Jersey, please.
Okay, yeah, this is the one I'm really amped for.
Yes, and when we get to the slides, I have to go to my photo album. I have to get a photo ready to read about this. My photo is ready to go when we get to the slides.
Am I in Flickr for this one?
No, you're going to click the link for Weird New Jersey.
Oh, Weird New Jersey. Yeah, okay.
Share your screen and read the article to us, please.
Okay. This one is so wild. This is one of the most bizarre things I've ever heard.
Okay, this has nothing to do with Sasquatch, guys. No Bigfoot here. Okay, here we go. This is just unexplained. There's no other word for it.
Silver thread hangs mysteriously in sky. And I'm not reading the actual newspaper thing here, right? I'm just
just
the article. All right. One of New Jersey's most baffling mysteries came in the form of a silvery thread that was suspended for several weeks over the house of Mr. and Mrs. A.P. Smith in the quiet suburb of Caldwell in Essex County. Okay, so we're in England.
No. Northern New Jersey.
I'm sorry. Essex is in England, but New Jersey's okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
The thread was first reported on Sunday, August 2nd, 1970 by neighbors who said it appeared to be hanging from the sky. Neither the police nor local townsfolk who came to see it after it was reported in the Caldwell Progress could figure out what it was or where it was coming from. To some, it appeared to be a giant strand hanging from the clouds. Mrs. Smith speculated that it might be a direct line from the Martians.
It was 1970. Okay.
Others theorized it was a line dropped from a blimp that was cruising the West Essex skies.
But it was there for weeks, so no, not a blimp.
The thread was rigid with about a 2-pound strength. Fishermen will understand that. And looked silvery when the sunlight would strike it. It was visible over the homes on Forest and Hillside Avenues. So it moved around?
No, it was visible from that circumference.
Okay. Okay, I see. Dozens of curiosity seekers converged on the area during the time that the thread dangled there. Eventually, the thread was snagged and brought down by some neighborhood boys using a fishing pole and casting line. After hooking it, the young anglers pulled enough of the anomalous line from the sky to fill several buckets. The thread was reportedly brought to the DuPont company for analysis, but they could not determine its origins, stating only that it was a monofilament similar to fishing string, except with a hollow core. Where it had come from remains a mystery to this day.
Okay, so we can stop there, because now I have an update to the story, which I'm going to read to you. Actually, while I read that to you, can you go to Flickr? Because there's pictures. We're going to go to Flickr now.
Okay.
I'm going to remove you from the stage, and when you have the Flickr album open for New 7, I think I called it Silver Thread or something, you'll see it. You'll know it. Or if Jeff can pull up Flickr, someone pull up Flickr.
Wait. So, the silver thread,
yep,
9
that's
photos?
It's the thread of life.
And which one am I looking for in this set?
It should be the first one. The first
one. Okay, just share the first one.
Just open up share the first one.
Okay.
Okay. So, because I still see the article. All right. Yeah, there we go. There's more to this story, everyone.
Be like, Spider-Man, stay the hell out of New Jersey. That's not your territory, buddy.
All right, so update to the article. The discrepancy. The original article said it snapped off. The update says it ended and was attached to nothing. So the next slide is what I'm going to read to you separately because it's way too small to read on the next slide. But you can leave it on the screen, but I'm going to go and read it to you guys. Fast forward to a couple of years ago. Mark Sherman and I were in Denville at the Rattlesnake Ranch for an appearance on a live broadcast of Rob Moorhead's Big Greasy Breakfast radio program on WDHA-FM. We were hanging out in the bar drinking coffee. Yes, coffee. It was 7:30 a.m. when a man named Jeff, who appeared to be 40, approached us to offer his compliments on the magazine. Again, they're talking about Weird New Jersey magazine. Thanks a lot, we said, and then asked him, so what's weird where you live? Nothing, he replied, adding, you don't know any good stories about Caldwell, do you? Well, there was this mysterious thread hanging from the sky back in 1970, we offered. Oh my God, I was one of the kids who pulled the thread out of the sky. I haven't thought about that in years, he said excitedly. Of course, we didn't believe him for a second, not at first anyway. But then we quizzed him on his knowledge of the event, and his story all added up. He was the right age to have been about 11 years old at the time of the incident in question. He knew the exact address of the house that the thread hung over, and the names of the people who lived there at the time. I grew up on Forest Avenue, just up the street from that house. My mother still lives there. After the thread was hanging there for about a week, attracting all kinds of crowds, me and my buddies decided to pull it down. I got a fishing rod and kept casting until we snagged it from the midair over the house. When we got a hold of it, we just kept pulling, and it just kept coming down out of nowhere. Then it stopped, and we found the end. There wasn't anything holding it from the other end. It was just coming out of nowhere. They took it from us and sent it off to some lab somewhere for testing, and that's the last any of us heard about it. Geez, now I wish I had saved some of it for a souvenir. And this guy didn't think there was anything weird about Caldwell. Just goes to show you, sometimes you can be so close to something. People in the Mandela Effect community, listen to this part. Sometimes you can just be so close to something that you don't recognize it for the weird thing that it is. Because we always say, if you're too close to a Mandela Effect, you're less likely to see the Mandela Effect. It applies here too. In other words, sometimes you can't see the forest through the trees. That is residue, everyone. That is not what it is anymore. It's not see the forest through the trees. Brian MacFarlane found that one. It is for the trees, not through the trees. But there's residue, forest through the trees. Or in this case, Forest Avenue through the threads. So that is the update. So we can go on to the next slide.
I just have to mention, this is literally the first time in my life that I've heard the phrase, can't see the forest through the trees.
You've always heard it as for the trees. For
the trees, yes. Like, can't see the forest because of the trees. Like, I'm looking at a tree too close. I'm not seeing the whole big picture.
Would you mind? You should be able to zoom in.
I got a question.
Hold on for a second. Zoom in bottom middle. Very bottom line middle. There it is. You can't see the forest through the trees because that's residue of what Brian MacFarlane remembers.
Interesting.
I just want to show it.
Really? Because I remember for the trees.
Well, and some of these idiomatic phrases can have regional variations too.
Right.
There's an NPR show called You Have a Way with Words, where they track the history of words and phrases and how our language has evolved, and so it's also possible that that's regional.
Well, let me ask you a question. How do you remember the Marilyn Manson? How he
But wait,
was
before you go on to something else, I just want to point out, because he was
see
saying
the
regional,
forest.
that Jency says because of the trees. And Jency,
Mhm.
would you mind telling everyone where you're from again? Because if it's regional, and Jency remembers something completely different, Wendy remembers through as well. It was through for wizardry, for general sorrow, and Jency is in Romania. So,
For
if
and
it's regional,
because would mean the same thing using different words. I can't see the forest because
of the trees.
Yeah, for the I can't. That's for is means because they're in an older kind
Noise
of.
Guru remembers because, both through and because for Jency.
Wow, there's 3 variations. I've only ever heard one. That's amazing.
Welcome, Meister. Good to see you. That's the thing with the Mandela effect. We tend to find it's not just 2 options a lot of the time. A lot of the time, it's 3 or more options. Like last night when we talked about the gloves, people remembered blue, black, and white.
Oh.
Remember? So I'm sorry, Hebrew, I didn't interrupt you, but you were about to switch topics. What were you going to ask?
Oh no, I was talking about the forest for the trees. It seems like Marilyn Manson, when he did I forget what song it was, but there was a line in there, you can't see the forest for the trees, Yeah, something. Was that the remake of the Dreams song that he did?
Sweet Dreams.
Yeah, Sweet Dreams. I think that's that song.
Or Make Believe, which is also a Mandela.
Really?
But because sweet dreams are made of this, or sweet dreams are made of these.
These.
Yeah, it's this now.
I remember that Mandela. I think, did you guys cover that, Sandy?
Which one? I'm sorry, I was answering Michael in the chat.
The D's and what was the Sweet Dream?
Oh no. I think that was definitely either maybe it's Mandela or Moneybags. That was before my time.
Okay.
But I mean, everybody's talked about it being sweet dreams are made of this now instead of these. I mean, we all remember these. It still sounds like these, but the words are this.
Well, that's where I was getting at. Also, is it would have rhymed with what I said previous. Is he says one of the lyrics is "Can't see the forest for the trees. Sweet dreams are made of these." Would have been the next line. Like it's one of the verses, I think.
It's actually from The Beautiful People.
Oh, Beautiful People. My bad. Okay, I don't know why I was thinking it was.
I just Googled that, and I could kind of hear it. I happen to have watched his famous moment when he was live on MTV Music Awards, like butt naked, singing that song.
Oh, poor you. Oh my God.
Yeah. I wasn't supposed to watch MTV, as a kid. I was, in a Christian family but I happened to be, at a friend's house.
That's where I used to see. That's where I used to see MTV. I remember. See, MTV used to be, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it a paid? Like you'd have to pay, and that's where the slogan came from, because it wasn't everywhere. It was just in certain regions, and they're like, you have to call in and say, "I want my MTV." Like not paid. I'm sorry. Let me back up. It wasn't paid. That was Disney. I was thinking about. Now everything's paid for them now, so F them. Anyway, and it was MTV wasn't everywhere. Like it wasn't in every region. That's why they got the slogan, "I want my MTV," if I'm not mistaken. And that's where I would watch MTV at my friend's house a lot. They had it. And that's when I first saw the Weird Al video, the fat one.
Yeah, I was gonna say this sounds like the '80s.
Yeah,
that tracks.
Yeah. That's what.
We can go on the next slide, guys.
My bad. I went on a little bit.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I'm just saying. They're probably getting tired of looking at words.
Oh, let's see. I think I'm in charge of that. I'm not. Yes. Sorry.
For this one. All right, so we're not going to read all this, but this wasn't the only report. There are reports of Native American stories of this happening with beings climbing up and down the ropes. But there were also three total cases cited in the United States. Caldwell, New Jersey in August of 1970, which we just heard about. Elberton, Georgia, mid-June of 1972. And Greensburg, Ohio, 1978.
Wow.
So this isn't the only time, guys.
Silver thread keeps hanging.
Location 2 is no real info. But the other location, Elberton, Georgia, is interesting.
No.
There really isn't any info on that event either, but it's interesting because
Whoops.
Go back. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's interesting because it's the location of the Georgia Guidestones that exploded.
Wow. That's
Same
wild.
place. Yeah.
Those are the stones that say maintain the population at like 750 million or some crazy low number, right?
Yep, that is that.
Like,
I'll tell you what about the silver thread real quick. There was an episode of the Real Ghostbusters. I remember watching it as a kid where these angels, I think they were angels, I'm not sure what they were, but they were the keepers of the thread of life. And if I'm not mistaken, the thread of life was supposed to be silver, and then there was golden scissors.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. But that's how I remembered it. Was in the, they showed that in an episode of the Real Ghostbusters. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how accurate that would have been.
The second account of people on a cruise seeing something similar as well, and other comments trying to explain it away with a picture of glowworms and saying it could have been the new aurora I showed you a couple months ago. Can you zoom in so I can read that? Friend of mine rang the other day. He and his wife had just come back from a cruise. One early morning around 2:30, they were on deck, and the wife says, "What is that?" He described it as three ropes going from the top of the bridge straight up parallel to each other and disappearing up into the sky. He had no idea what it could be, and the ship was miles from anywhere. Must ask if he got any pics, but he never mentioned any. And that was October of 2017. And this person, you can't see it all, but he pretty much showed a picture of glowworms and said, this is probably what they saw. Glowworms in the middle of the ocean going up into the sky. No. So if you go to the next slide, I'll show you the aurora and the glowworms. So the new aurora that I covered are these. They look like little lines coming out of the sky.
What?
Yeah, that's a new type of aurora borealis I found that were not part of my reality. And the one on the right is light pillars, but you can't fish hook them because they're not physical. They're light. So I don't understand. And the glowworms are the dotty things that the guy said they probably saw hanging from the sky on a cruise ship.
Because glowworms hang from the sky.
Exactly.
Like,
so yeah, and that one just looks like a rain in like oh, what's that game? The game with all the squares. Come on, what is it called? Oh my God, why am I having a brain fart on the name of this game?
Cubert?
Not Fortnite. The old one, the game that all the kids played. My stepson played at 13.
Minecraft?
Minecraft, thank you. So there's some Minecraft rain, but it's actually light from aurora now, apparently, going through clouds. Okay. So, no, neither one of these are the silver roads. Definitely not. But that's what the guy was trying to say it was in 2017. And I just wanted to point this out. They're saying that these lines in the sky are Elon Musk sending up satellites. So, just wanted to share that.
Yeah, I don't think you can hook a SpaceX satellite and fill some baskets with threads.
No.
With a fishing line.
No. not at all. With no resistance pulling it down, too. No resistance at all.
This is such an amazing, crazy story. And we were talking about this the other night. This one just blows my mind. And I was mentioning this is the kind of thing that Charles Fort wrote about and covered. Charles Fort was basically the first cataloger of bizarre anomalous phenomena in the early 20th century. He's working in like the 19 teens, 20s, and 30s. So he's a predecessor to all the weird modern researchers. Paranormal.
Wait a minute, not to interrupt you, but what was his name again?
Charles Fort.
Okay, so that is the if you go back to the forum, it's his forum, the 14 new or 14.
This
or
thing
whatever.
here.
That is his forum.
Fortiana.
Yes.
Where does it show that?
Oh, it's cut off. I was trying to get the words. That is his forum.
Okay, that makes complete sense. There were publications called like the Fortean Times. People basically ran with this stuff. Picked up his tradition. He assembled. Basically, what Charles Fort did was, he was an American who went about assembling stories of strange, bizarre things that he would verify to the best of his abilities. So he collected all these strange old newspaper articles about things like this, like a silver thread descends from the sky, or, it rained rocks and pebbles in such and such a town, or it rained blood, Yeah. And he just had all sorts of strange stories. Basically, universal paranormal. And he just compiled them into kind of, I don't know what you would call that, like an almanac of the weird, He put out several.
Which Wizardry says was the 14 times. I was a subscriber of the printed magazine for years.
Okay.
And Jency says Charles Hoy Fort was an American writer and researcher who specialized in anomalous phenomenon. The terms Fortean or Fortiana are sometimes used to characterize various such phenomena. Fort's book.
See, we have an awake and educated audience here.
We do.
That's awesome. I've never met anyone that knew. This is the first time I've met anyone else that knew Charles Fort.
Also Wizardry. Subscriber for years. All right, so if you can move on 2 more slides, though, because we already got the pictures. The next one. So ancient art, AI art, and renditions of the chords coming from the sky. So here we have like an apocalyptic scene where they have the chords coming from the sky. I don't know what it looks like, a photo. I don't know what that is. Don't ask me. But there is an ancient drawing of people climbing the cords. Yes, but you see how the cord is falling at the top? It's just falling.
Oh down. No!
Yeah, and then we
Don't
have
climb
art.
cords that fall from the heavens.
The 2 tops are art of the supposed event, and then the next slide is what AI spit out. So that's AI's rendition of the event of silver threads hanging from the sky.
Okay.
From the clouds.
Wow.
Some of lights.
This is wild. It makes no sense. There's just a silver thread that fell from the heavens. We hooked it with a fishing line. We pulled it down. We filled multiple baskets, which reminds me of
1,000 feet, they said.
Which reminds me of the gospel story of Jesus, the 5 loaves and 2 fish.
Yes.
Baskets they filled with the crumbs left over.
I was just getting ready to say that.
It's this bizarre silver
Oh.
fishing line from heaven.
But there's also a myth that has perpetuated for centuries about air pirates.
No, you're gonna tell my story that I'm going to tell you this awesome medieval story.
All right, go ahead. You tell it. It's fine. You probably know better than
I think you're probably telling the same thing.
With the anchor? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is a really, and it actually happened in 2 different times in 2 different places, slight differences, but
yes.
A really, really famous medieval story is, one day everybody's at mass at this Gothic church, and all of a sudden this anchor falls from the sky. I think mass had just finished. Everybody's leaving church. They walk outside. This anchor falls from the sky with a rope, and there's like a guy, a sailor, who's swimming down. It's like the anchor's stuck or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Oh, I heard that he climbed down. So you're hearing something different than I heard.
Well, yeah. He climbed down the rope, but it was like he was underwater.
Right. Go on.
So in this world, we're in the air, and this guy is coming down as if from a boat, like making his way down the rope. And there are 2 different incidents of this, so I'm not sure which one you're familiar with, but
I'm familiar with the one where they attacked him.
Yeah, like they tried to pull him off the rope, and they held him, and he can't breathe because he's underwater.
Well, no, they described it for me like the air was too dense for him to breathe. It was like he was underwater, but it was just that he needed less dense air.
Yeah, it's
sort
bizarre.
of like
I mean,
if we jump out of an airplane that's too high up, you wouldn't be able to breathe because the air is too thin, supposedly.
And so I think the guy died.
He did. That
descended from the ship in the air down the anchor rope, like he was swimming underwater to free the anchor, and the parish pulled him down. There is another variation on this. This same kind of thing happened somewhere else with a slightly different variation, and it's like the bishop said, "You got to let him go. It looks like he's drowning," or something like that, But that's a really famous medieval story,
which is so famous that Doctor Who just did an episode on that I'm going to have to check out. Thank you, Wizardry.
I think it was it's in some sort of chronicle. It's like, it's in like the church historical records somewhere. And I have to make a small plug. This showed up in this amazing novel called Loris. And Loris is a really profound, wonderful novel of medieval Russia. And it has weird time slips. It's like a story of faith, and the people in this community would love this. Look up Laurus, Laurus. A fantastic.
I'm sorry, Lauris.
US.
US. Okay, I'm putting it in the chat so people can look it up.
Laurus. And it's basically a novelist who takes on the medieval Russian Orthodox worldview, and writes, from that perspective, like this is the real world, and but also, it's got some crazy time loop, time overlap, what's going on. He has visions of prescient foresight, and it's kind of like a modern Dostoevsky. He's an actual Russian author. I can't recommend it enough. If you're in this community, you'll probably be interested, especially if you like Silver Threads from the Heavens and all this weird stuff. It's a novel that's about, it's hard to describe because it just sort of encompasses really a lot of big ideas. I'm not plugging it very well, but as an English major, I can't recommend it enough. I love literature. Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes Jeff's section for tonight. Jeff, how are you feeling?
I'm all right. A little tired.
All All right, you just let us know, but we're going to move on to the Mandela effects now. If you're ready.
Wait,
7 hours into we're finally going to
trying to tell you something. Got a story or something?
Uh-huh.
He's trying to tell some story.
Oh, Christopher, he's saying you were going to tell some story.
No.
I was?
Fontaine.
Oh, no, Michael Fontaine, I'm trying to tell him to message me. We do not have the time tonight. We're on a time schedule. It's already 2:43 a.m.
We're dragging.
Yeah, we have to get through what we're already doing tonight. So I can talk about it next week. You got to message me. I can't just add it to the show tonight. There's too much. I mean, this is a part 2 because we didn't have enough time last night.
Actually, guys, I got to tell you something real quick. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say goodbye. I'm gonna have to go ahead and hop off of here.
We understand. It's okay. We appreciate you being here for a little while. It's nice.
Yeah, it's been a
It was good to have you.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and sorry I couldn't make it to your show tonight. I wasn't feeling too good.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
That's why I keep asking him.
Yeah.
That's why I keep asking if he's doing all right, because I'm concerned he wasn't feeling well.
I haven't stayed up this late in a very long time, and it's way past my bedtime, I gotta say. So, got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Got a big cleanup coming up, spring cleanup. So, I will catch you guys on the flip side.
All right. Have a great night,
It's been a
Debra. Thanks
pleasure.
for being
Thank
here.
you.
Nice hanging out with you guys, and nice to meet you, Chris.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to have you on someday on Shifty Sunday if you can ever make it.
Oh, yeah. We can definitely do that sometime.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Have a good night, and good night, everyone there in the chat as well.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Quick
All right,
call
guys.
out here. Joe Blore in the chat. Hey, Christopher, please check out Rudolf Steiner's information. He explains more metaphysical than scientific, but he does use science as well. I am vaguely aware of Rudolf Steiner. I'm into a obscure topic called sophiology. I kind of know what's there, but yeah, there's more to learn. So thank you for that.
Welcome, Mustard Seed of Faith. Good night, Dunno. I guess Dunno's going to bed. We're about to get started on the Mandela effects. And Noise Guru says Helena
Blavatsky, Madame Blavatsky. Yeah, she's pretty infamous.
I think my chat's a bit delayed because I just got Jensi's about Rudolf Joseph Lorenz Steiner.
Yeah, your chat here is aware of these weird occult pioneers, and you know,
that is why I decided to expand the show beyond just Mandela effects, because I find it interesting, and I thought maybe the chat would too. So I'm glad to see that they do.
Yeah. She's like a medium and psychic, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So Jeff, do you want to read or do you want to sit out the reading tonight?
I should probably sit out the reading tonight. I'm not talking too well.
Okay.
That's fine. I can read.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for helping out, Chris. I appreciate it.
Oh man, I'm stoked. Who brought this up? Are you? Do you want me to just bring this up?
What? You want to read this one?
Well, if I'm going to read, should I just pull it up myself?
Oh no, it's already on the screen. Jeff's got it. Jeff already has it up.
Okay, so he's going to advance. I'm going to read.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Kellogg's Sugar Smacks. Man, it's been a long time since that. Sugar Smacks was first sold in the 1950s and had many mascots over the decades. The first thing I want to point out is a previous Mandela I covered in the community. The next two slides are from that presentation.
which I already know you have no idea, Chris, so it's okay. But it just ask the chat. They do. The chat does. So we're gonna ask the chat.
Okay, Quick Draw McGraw. I remember the name. Which one is closest to your memory of this?
Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, HB character. Okay.
So A, B, or C in the chat. Jeff, which one do you remember? I want to see if Jeff's answer has changed.
Well, what does this have to do with? How's this related to Sugar Smacks?
We'll get there. We'll get there, Chris. You'll see.
Because I remember the character. Sugar Smacks, doesn't that end up becoming some kind of bear thing? I don't know.
No. That's Super Golden Crisp.
He is correct. That's Super Golden Crisp. It
Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear. I'm thinking of Sugar Bear. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
But
Okay,
but Sugar Smacks had multiple names.
It did. We're going to get to all that. Like I said, we're
Okay.
covering a previous ME. But Jeff, which one do you remember on the screen?
Blue, the one on the right.
So you remember the dark blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Joe Bloor says A, which is 1. Hold on, my screen keeps doing this where it zooms in, then I can't unzoom. Oh, there we go. All right, so Joe Bloor is A. Super Mario's saying, no, it's a frog. Jency says it was red the last time I watched. So Jency is a B. Pushin is a 1. So right in a row, we have 1, A, B, A. Jency's got 2. Wendy is an A. Mandanimal, welcome, is a 3, like Jeff. So we have all
Great
3.
name.
You see what I'm saying? The 3 options. Chris
So
McKee.
I said red because that's what it is. Yeah.
For me, this isn't close to my heart, but I would go with B.
But I had taken an update, I think, but I do remember blue.
None look correct, says Mandanimal. Super Sidewinder is a B. Jency said B like 16 times. What do I remember? I remember A. You can go on.
Okay.
Two but with a blue scarf, specifically for Splatter, who I can't click on. There we go. All right. Go ahead, Christopher.
A, the light blue matches my memory, but Jeff remembers C, the dark blue. However, we are both wrong because it has always been B, the red, as McG stated. With the exception with the exception of comic books, which had the red parts brown. Do you remember red and or brown? Brown makes the most sense to me, but
it does make the most sense, yes. But I do remember light blue, which is weird.
But I honestly, for whatever reason, red looks more familiar to me.
There's a reason why I'm showing this to you, so we can go on.
It would be leather, so you'd think it would be brown. Okay, Quick Draw McGraw turned out to be a variation effect. I found his outfit in every color of the rainbow. Outside of the cartoon, but he was always white. I cannot explain why an officially licensed mascot would be made yellow. Can you? Oh, weird. At least he's wearing the dark blue Jeff remembers. Wait, so you're saying...
So the commercial on the bottom right shows him white, but on the box he's yellow. Like Donald Duck became yellow.
Why would he be yellow?
Why was Donald Duck yellow? And Daisy pink? Who knows? I don't know.
No, yellow is... So I wasn't so sure about the color of, the neckerchief and whatever, but he should not be yellow.
Nope. No, he should
That's
not,
horrible.
but he is.
No. Hard no.
Yeah, and he was a character for Sugar Smacks in the 1960s, late 1950s, but there's more. There's always more when it's me, guys. I never just cover one simple thing. I do the deep dive. So go ahead, Chris. Let's go.
Oh, well, that isn't even the main issue with the cereal. Question 1. In the late 80s, early 90s, all cereals in the USA began phasing out the word sugar from their cereal names. What name did Sugar Smacks change to?
So, panel, feel free to answer and chat. What name did Sugar Smacks change to?
Honey Smacks.
So Jeff remembers Honey Smacks. McG, what do you remember?
I'm not sure about this. I think I did. You pointed out. I remembered a different cereal.
You did. That's okay. So,
Honey
Noise
Smacks.
Gurus.
That does sound kind of right.
Okay. Noise Guru says Golden Smacks.
Oh, that. Okay, I can see golden too.
Mandanimal says something I can't say. I'm just going to put it on the screen. Super Mario is talking about Frosted Flakes, which is a whole different product. Honey Smacks for pushing buttons.
Honey Smacks.
In the
What's
UK,
a
it was
smack,
Sugar
anyway?
Puffs. That's the rice puff. They called it that. Kellogg's called it a smack, and
It was literally a smack. They said, "Give me a smack, and I'll smack you back." In the commercials.
Yeah, it was Sugar Smacks, but then they did change it to Honey Smacks, but not from sugar. So we can go on because this is definitely. Wendy says honey as well. This is a Mandela for me through and through. All right, go ahead.
Question 2. Yes or no? After the introduction of Dig'em Frog in 1970s, do you recall any other mascots for the cereal brand? If yes, who, what do you remember?
Now, I want to say right now I did not know his name was Dig'em. I just knew it was a frog. The frog sold me Sugar Smacks or Honey Smacks.
I always knew his name.
Huh?
I always knew his name. They even referenced it in a Family Guy episode.
I'm just saying I didn't know it. It's not a Mandela. I'm just saying I never knew it. But the thing is, does anyone remember any mascots for the cereal after him?
No.
So yes or no, and if yes, who?
Why has he only got 3 fingers?
Because he's a frog.
Frogs have 3 fingers? I don't know. That's probably right.
But hold on for a second. I'm looking for answers in the chat. Wizardry is Honey Monster. Pushing Button says no way. I only know about the frog, says Wendy. All I remember is Frog Person said, hey, TG. Hi, TD Mage. No, he may have had a name. I just didn't pay attention. I knew he was Dig'em, says Pushing Buttons. Guys, that's not what we're talking about here. It's okay. I believe he had a name. I just never paid attention.
For whatever reason, this is reminding me of Battletoads on NES. Battletoad.
Okay. Does anyone remember a mascot? Big furry yellow monster, says Wizardry. Yep, with the toad. Bear to frog. Michael
I do remember
right.
a bear for something, a smack thing. What had that weird bear that wasn't really looking like a bear that had like a round face?
Are you talking about the bear with the t-shirt, the blue t-shirt?
Yeah, probably.
That
okay,
was
that is the post version.
Is that in this lineage?
There was Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear.
For Super Golden Crisp, like I mentioned before. He had the blue shirt.
So it's the same cereal, just made by Post instead of Kellogg's. You understand? They're the exact same cereal, but one's made by Post and one's made by Kellogg's. So they have different mascots.
Right.
Okay, so go on. Michael Fontaine seems to be the only one who remembers this. So go on.
Oh, that rings a bell right there.
Mm-hmm.
In my past, the cereal was immediately changed to Honey Smacks and has been Honey Smacks ever since. Only that is not what happened in this Earth timeline.
Nope.
No, that one does ring. Kellogg's Smacks, just plain Smacks.
What?
That's the issue. That is the issue.
No,
Way.
no.
Till 2004, you got to be kidding me. No.
Trust me, I know. I freaked too. That's why you're seeing this. So go ahead, Chris.
All right.
Reading.
Oh, BS on that. No way.
This hurts my soul. When they removed sugar from the name of the cereal, the name was changed to just Smacks. The cereal did not become Honey Smacks until 2004, a full decade later. I have zero memory of Smacks cereal.
That's an exclamation point. That's what the exclamation point looks like.
I'm thinking right now.
Do you remember just Smacks? Does anyone in the world remember a cereal called Smacks?
Not the chat. They're all freaking.
No. Come on, 2 middle fingers to that.
Yeah. There's no way. I remember the commercials for Honey Smacks in the 80s and 90s.
You showed that one with Honey Smacks. I was like, oh, I suddenly remember.
The frog? Yeah.
Yeah,
Superman,
the frog and
yes.
everything all fit together when you showed me Honey Smacks.
Yeah, Sugar, you're right, Super Mario. Sugar, like I said in the beginning, Sugar Smacks had a lot of mascots in its early days. But I only remember the frog in my lifetime from the 70s on. But that's not the case anymore. That's where we get to part 2, the second question I asked.
This is now one of my biggest Mandela effects. That's how
Whoa.
much it's freaking me out.
Yeah, Smacks is bullshit.
This is
Bull
the top 10.
Snickers. Bullschnickel.
It might have a part 2 for you in a moment, because I have that other question I asked about the mascot. It was only the frog for me. It was only the frog for me. And now there's another mascot, and it doesn't match up with the timeline. It doesn't match up the timeline, people. And I'm just pointing out that it was USA for Smacks. This one was made in like Minnesota or something. So it's not like it was in Australia and that's why you've never seen it, or it was in England or Europe or something. This was USA Smacks. No way, absolutely not. Go on.
I would think that was a generic brand if I saw that. That's how
Even
long
the
it
Kellogg's.
was. Even though it says Kellogg's, I would think it was some knockoff that they did. Because it's just not right. Not even close.
So I actually think it's from, I think Kellogg's headquarters was in Michigan, Battle Creek, maybe. My wife is from Kalamazoo, and we were back in Michigan, and we drove through town and went past like the Kellogg facility. So I think it's 100% from the United States. I'm pretty sure it's from Michigan.
Mm-hmm. So as for the mascot, go ahead, Chris.
I only remember the frog. It was always just the frog. But again, in this reality, that is not the case. And this is where it gets really weird. The math ain't mathing.
It's not, because of the years. 2004 is when they went. It wasn't, from like when they dropped Sugar Smacks and made it Smacks. It didn't become Honey Smacks till 2004. Okay, but in 2004 they had the frog. So why does this exist? Next slide. 87 people. Does anyone recognize this bear?
Tastes sweet as honey.
It says right there, early 1990s until 2004, the name was simply Smacks. But that says Honey Smacks, and that's a bear in 1987 to 89. And I don't know Wally Bear. I've never seen Wally Bear in my life. Anyone ever see Wally Bear?
I
just summarized that for you. You don't even have to read that slide. I just summarized everything.
Yeah. No, I've never seen that guy. That thing looks weird.
Anyone remember Wally Bear? Yes or no in the chat? Because I have never seen him before. Jeff, Wally Bear for you?
No.
I remember
Okay.
Frog. I do remember Frog.
Wendy says nope. No Wally Bear for Jency.
Oh my God. Hold up.
Yes.
Very important here. I just found a 1980s Honey Smacks commercial, and it says honey on the box.
That's what I'm saying. This is 1987. So I said the math ain't math, and it's not lining up with the timeline.
It's supposed to be just Smacks, right?
But in the
Right.
commercial, it shows Honey Smacks, 1980s, on the box.
That's
so how
what.
could it be 2004?
Okay, again, what you're seeing on the screen is 1987 with honey on the box. That's why I said the math ain't mathin'. This is a 1987 commercial with Honey Smacks on the box and Wally Bear. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's on the box in 87 there. The math ain't
commercials
mathin'.
didn't change to match the timeline.
That's what I'm trying to say, yes.
Oh my God.
He's getting it finally. Yay. Okay, next slide.
Now Honey Smacks has more honey.
What sweet news. You love them. But now what will that bear Wally do to get
Oh, that honey sweet taste. Okay, I'll do your math homework for a year. 5 and 5 are 12.
It's 10, Wally.
Whatever. Help little baby bears with no Honey Smacks of their own.
Funny, Wally.
Honey Smacks are part of your complete breakfast. Honey sweet puffs of wheat now smacked with more honey.
Is it my personality? No, it can't be.
Honey Smacks taste sweet as honey.
So that's 1987, even though they said it wasn't Honey Smacks till 2004.
And nobody remembers the bear.
And no one remembers the bear.
But why is a frog Honey Smacks?
I don't know, but what I do want to say that bear so reminds me of the Trix Rabbit, the way he's begging for the cereal. So reminds me of the Trix Rabbit. So go ahead, Chris McGee, please read.
Because if Honey Smacks was not sold until 2004, how was Wally Bear the mascot from 1987 to 1989 for Honey Smacks? The year doesn't make sense, and I have zero memory of this bear. I did confirm these are USA commercials.
So, yes, it's the timeline that really had me freaking out, not just the Smacks name. Jency says, plot twist, commercial was shot in 2004 with a crappy camera on an old VCR TV.
Sandy.
Yes.
I just found this where it has the correct way we remember. Let me
do.
Website Snack History. Honey
Why don't
Smacks.
you put, you're sharing. Why don't you just put this aside and show it to us real quick?
That would make sense.
Yes.
Okay, I'll send it to the chat.
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to say it, but Reed must see a face set. I'm going to say the ME is on Smacks because that's the name of the cereal.
Okay, I'm going to show this real quick.
Okay.
Make sure I sent it. Of course I didn't.
I've got a big Bugs Bunny Mandela coming next week. I'm telling you, the Mandela is full speed ahead right now. Ever since they turned that CERN back on at the eclipse. Full speed ahead with crazy Mandelas. Expect the next few weeks to be kind of crazy. And there's such weird things. But Bugs Bunny is on the lineup. So it's funny that I'm saying that because Super Mario says Bugs Bunny once joins the Trix Rabbit in a 2-part commercial.
Mm.
All right, Jeff, adding you to the screen. Okay, go for it.
All right. Where is it?
It came out as Sugar Smacks and held that name until 1980.
Yeah. It was
At that time, it changed to Honey Smacks.
Honey Smacks in the U.S. It is still Honey Smacks. but in countries like Germany, Spain, and France, it's just now called smacks. The name change took place in 1990 for them, but the 80s for us.
It was at the top, right there. It says it came out as Sugar Smacks and held that name until 1980. At that time, it changed to Honey Smacks. In the U.S., it is still Honey Smacks, but in countries like Germany, Spain, and France, it is now just called Smacks. So no, this is a backwards timeline. This says that it was Sugar Smacks until 1980 in the U.S., changed to Honey Smacks in 1980. But in Germany, Spain, and France, it is today called Smacks. So this doesn't match the timeline I just showed you.
Oh my
Or the
God.
timeline we remember. You just found the third one. Good job, Jeff. Third timeline. Good job.
Wait, so if I go to the store right now, what is this thing called?
Honey Smacks.
Honey Smacks.
Right now.
This is nuts, this whole thing. I can't believe this. Now, Wikipedia is frequently wrong, so I'm not surprised they would say something like this.
Well, we never had Smacks, says Jency, and again, Jency's in Romania. All right, so back to the presentation. Okay, so I think we already read this one. Yes.
Yeah.
Next slide. So here is pictures of commercials. They even have merchandise. Here's a Honey Smacks Wally Bear. Coupons, more honey. Neon, so you know it's the 80s.
There was no Wally Bear either. That's just...
Yeah, I have a big nope written next to his face.
Nope. Barely looks like a bear either. He looks like a camel.
Yeah. He does. A camel's face with a bear body. It's so weird.
Yeah.
All right. Next picture. Next slide.
That's not how you draw a bear.
It's me saying there was even merchandise. That's all. We can go on.
Part 2. Fruit Loops mascot Toucan Sam again.
Which means we're doing the rewind.
I just want to say this. I just want to say before I actually understood the Mandela effect and realized it was real and that I was affected, I did have this night where I went to the grocery store and I haven't eaten breakfast cereals in years. I basically don't do breakfast, and I do more like protein and low carb stuff. So cereal is way off the map. And I walked down the cereal aisle for some reason and saw Fruit Loops with this OO colored ring cereal thing. And I sat there and stared at that like, what? That just looks really weird. And I thought that was a rebrand, and I came home and brought it up. So that's when I was Mandela affected without realizing it. That looked really, really wrong. It was, I'd never seen that before in my life. I had this sense of unfamiliarity, from something that used to be familiar. And I think that's always significant.
Exactly. You should never ignore that feeling. But before you know about it, 'cause we've all had an experience, I think, like that, where we recognize now that we saw a Mandela effect, but at the time we didn't know what the Mandela effect was. We didn't know the term.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to do with it because we had no idea. I'm sorry, Jeff, what were you saying?
It happened to me my whole life, and I didn't even realize what was going on.
Well, that's one of the first ones that really landed a gut punch for me. I was like, that looks terrible. What are they doing? I was like, that's weird. Why would you rebrand like that? It looks dumber. I assumed it was a rebrand, and everyone's heard that, right?
Yeah, that's what we all assume first. Because what else are we going to think?
Is Michael Fontaine seeing my messages? I got to say this. Michael Fontaine, we have no time tonight. Message me and we can talk about it next week. I cannot talk about something else this week. We have to get through this stuff first. So you're welcome to message me, and I can talk about it next week. But we have a full schedule here. I can't squeeze it in. It is so late right now. I'm so sorry.
No, there's tons of stuff. We're going so slow.
Yeah, we got to move faster. So let's get on to the next question, because it's a rewind first. So this was you can tell by the old graphics, the old font. Which Toucan Sam do you remember? 1, 2, or 3? And basically you're looking at the feathers on the back of his body. Light blue, light gray, or dark blue. And also his arms, I guess. But the gray one would just be the back of his body. So 1, 2, or 3?
1.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Chris? I heard Jeff's 1.
Well, no, I'm just I know that his colors have changed, including his beak is different now, right?
We're going to be talking about that change.
Wilder
in a minute,
colors.
I'm talking about the old one, like 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
I have a super clear memory. I just really want to hear what the chat says on this one.
Okay, so Jeff
definitely
says
not. I say absolutely not 2. That's the only thing I'm sure about. For me, I guess I would go 3.
Okay, you would say 3. Jency says 3. Wasn't he green, says Noise Guru. TD Mage is 1. Mandanimal is none. Pushin is 1 or 3. 3 for Mustard Seed of Faith. 3 for Joe Bloor. 3 for Yellow Sun. 3 for Wendy B.
Oh, there's some people from my world, thank God.
Oh, yeah. Jency's saying 3 again. Ever Josh, welcome, says 1. General Sorrow is 3.
Sagittarius is showing up tonight.
Well, I'm like Jeff. I remember 1.
1. That light
the
blue.
1s and 3s have it.
It's
and Joe Bloor says 1 without the dark blue stomach. So all light blue. That makes sense. I can understand that. Yes. He was actually rainbow. He actually will be rainbow.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Coming soon to a screen near you.
I mean, he's got most of the colors already. You just need some green.
We're going to get that. Go on, Jeff. So my memory is 1. Go ahead, Chris.
Years ago, I covered Toucan Sam. I remember number 1, light blue. He is currently number 3, dark blue, and he has been number 2, gray in the past. What? So it's all of the above. Wait, you're saying all of these really occurred in history?
All of these occurred in history.
Oh, that's a new twist.
There's always a twist when it comes to me, Chris. You'll learn. When it comes to me, there's always a twist.
Okay, there are 2 new issues I need to ask you about. But before I do, there's something I need to share about this mascot. Next. Toucan Sam got a redesign in 2020. 4 years ago, and I never noticed because my presentation was a full year after the redesign, I'm calling time Mandela on this. How did I not see the new design already a year old when I covered Toucan Sam?
Yeah, how did I not see the redesign when I was literally putting presentations together about Toucan Sam? A year after he was redesigned.
This is the new design? He's got complete Skittles every color?
This is the new Toucan Sam, everyone. But
that sucks.
There's more. No, that doesn't suck. That's fantastic. You'll see why. You're going to love this design because that was what they went with.
Whoa.
I can't.
Oh, but this redesign is actually a redesign of the first redesign. Yes. Because originally they changed him to look like this, and people hated it so much that they put him back the way he was, but with more of a rainbow beak.
So just to be clear, the Toucan Sam from the 1, 2, 3 we just answered was changed to that. And people on the internet freaked out. So they put it to the Toucan Sam with the rainbow Skittle beak. Okay? So new Toucan Sam is the one to the left. Can you go left 1 second, Jeff? Go back 1. So Toucan Sam was changed to this after the abomination that we just looked at a second ago. Okay, so go on again. So
I really don't like this.
The new Toucan Sam.
So read first, then we'll play.
All of these redesigns happened before my presentation, where I only saw the old Toucan Sam. I find it hard to believe that I missed 2 redesigns, especially with the whole internet freaking out over the first design.
In other words, I was in a different reality when I put that presentation together, because I missed all of that. 2 redesigns and the internet freaking out. I missed all of that when I was researching Toucan Sam. That's weird. All right.
Yeah, you wouldn't have missed that.
Play the commercial.
Was just revealed this month, and it's safe to say that people aren't happy. Is this a parody from The Amazing World of Gumball? Is it supposed to be some kind of joke? Nope, it's official. The new Toucan Sam was just revealed.
So that's also telling you about the craziness that happened on the internet.
Look at how dumb and crazy the kids look.
Yeah.
Yeah, people flipped.
That's some gremlins.
Jency says that's Gumball. I missed it too. Even worse is Super Mario. Even this is bad. Bring old Sam. I agree. Okay, we can go on. Okay.
Regardless, let's get on to question 1. Do you recall Toucan Sam's beak growing like Pinocchio in commercials?
So in commercials in the 80s and 90s, yes or no, do you remember Toucan Sam's beak growing when he was flying towards the Fruit Loops? Growing like Pinocchio's nose is growing here. Yes or no in the chat?
No.
So, no for Chris. Jeff, what about you?
No.
Okay, so the chat says, Mandanimal says
beak.
no. I'm not talking about Pinocchio's nose growing. We're talking about Toucan Sam's beak. Jency says no. General Sorrow is no. TD Mage is a no. Wendy is a no. General Sorrow is a no. Mustard Seed of Faith is a no. Chat says no. Push a button says no. Move on.
That's unanimous.
Yeah, let's move on. Now, this may not be a Mandela effect. I'm going to read it really quick. This may have been one commercial, guys. All right? So, I have to verify. But this commercial, it did. Can you zoom in on those pictures, please, Jeff? Like, look how big they grew his nose.
Whoa!
And then it went back to normal when he sat down. And it still looks a little too big to me.
Well, at least there's no green and yellow.
But do you see the light blue, like I remember? You see that it's light blue, number 1?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead, Jeff.
Now, that one doesn't have enough stripes in the beak.
Yeah.
Okay,
Only
just read the
2
question.
colors?
Don't worry about that. Just read the question, because everybody's about to freak out.
Question 2, yes or no? Do you recall any version of Toucan Sam where the colors of his beak extend over his mouth, bottom beak,
Mm-hmm.
like a real toucan?
So, here, do you guys ever remember a version of Toucan Sam where the colors extended over that part of his mouth? Yes or no in the chat and panel. Go ahead.
Okay.
No.
That might be part of what I was hating about the updated versions, that it just...
No, not the updated version.
Well, where there were like 7 colors along the entire length of it.
Okay, but I'm not talking about the updated version. I'm asking if you remember in your past if there were any colors ever on the bottom beak.
Oh, shoot. You're asking, are there colors in the bottom beak?
That's what I'm asking, yes. Where it says here, circled.
Where the colors...
Jency's a no. Meister's a no. Yellow Sun's no.
Oh, I misunderstood the question. I thought you meant, did the top rings go further length, then okay. No.
Okay, so
multicolor beak, lower level? No.
okay, so Pushing Button says I don't think so. Joe Bloor says yes dimly. Well, Joe, I want you to tell me if this is what you remember. Go ahead, Jeff. Let's show them the razzle dazzle beak of Toucan Sam that I have no memory of ever seeing.
This one has me freaked out a bit. I have never ever seen the colors over the bottom beak before. No, absolutely not. It looks like a razzle dazzle beak, but that isn't why I'm freaked out. It gets worse, apparently.
For me, it did.
Ah, no.
No, that's just someone's drawing because you can see on the box it doesn't have it. So just read. It's okay.
Okay. All right. I'm freaked out because this beak is all over my old presentation, and neither I nor anyone else mentioned the beak when I presented this. I have never seen this before, yet here it is in my presentation from 2021. So your own stuff got
Yes. Next
updated.
slide are images from my old presentation. Get the F out of here.
What?
There was no paint on the bottom, and this stuff was in my own presentation. Can you zoom in on the school commercial? Like, that was in my presentation, and I
This one?
Yes.
No way. And I saw that presentation.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that was me showing that he was gray. Do you see the gray?
Yeah.
Like, stop it. I can't. Wow. Oh my God. We have WTFs and no's from Jency. Mandela burglar. What? Just pushing buttons?
I have never seen anything on the bottom beak.
Looks like lipstick.
It's just orange.
Get
or
out of
yellow.
here.
Orange or yellow. Just straight up.
Jennifer M says, stare to that box every day for years at breakfast time. No way. Welcome, Jennifer M. Good to see you. Like, they are freak. I told you guys are going to be freaking out in the chat. Mr. Super Sidewinder, I can't take much more.
I'm with you, brother.
I'm with you. This is why I'm like, oh, we're doing a part 2 tomorrow. I can't sit on this stuff for a week.
What's amazing here, too, this is old school fruit with 2 O's. That
No, it's, yeah, with the fruit. But wait, there's more. I'm going to get to that in a second. Next slide.
Well, that one in the middle right, that hurts my soul beyond belief. Ugh.
But we're going to get to that right now. I saw this logo and covered this before. I don't remember the R having a cherry on it.
That's like it added the Ford Fjord thing. You know, the swizzle swirl.
Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, I covered this. We covered the orange and the lemon being there that no one remembered. And now there's a cherry hanging that was not there when I covered the orange and the lemon. Does anyone remember this cherry? I don't. And check it out. His beak there, rainbow too on the bottom. Not rainbow, but, yellow, pink, and red. Stop it. It's just... And now he's got blue eyeliner, by the way. Just want to point that out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember the gray.
Yeah, there's gray there. I know. I'm telling you, the whole thing's F.
I reject this.
Okay, so everybody is saying no to the cherry. No.
No to everything. Reboot, please.
9.
Like, power down. You got a virus.
Next. Let's get through this one so we can calm it down. So are any of these Mandela effects for you? Smacks, Wally Bear, Toucan Sam redesigns, Razzle Dazzle, Toucan Sam. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Next.
At least
even Jency's screaming next.
bowl of cereal itself looks right.
No to all of that. That is crazy.
Yeah, that was going to be the finale last night, but,
You really blew my mind tonight.
I can't handle this. I might throw up.
That is blasphemy, pushing buttons. Noisy, where are you?
I'd rather eat celery cereal.
Oh, my God. No. I'm going to star that one. That's so bad I had to star it. Is this the last one, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okie dokie then. Wait, did you get the ones before the news?
I did love.
No, you didn't. There's
too.
still 2 more tonight. You missed Beetle Bailey and something else.
Oh, I don't have time for 2 more.
Okay. Well, Chris, do you have time for the last 2?
Yeah, I can pick up from here.
Okay. All right. So I will quickly read this one. I recently saw a few episodes. This one's short. A few episodes of Fractured Fairy Tales, which is from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh, I loved those.
On YouTube. They had residue. That's supposed to be an and. I wanted to share and a possible Mandela effect. First, the residue. Here we have double-line dollar signs.
Oh, look at that.
Not once, but 2 different episodes.
Mirror coin machine.
So multiple mirror in one episode. So play it again, then we'll go to the next one.
Am I still the cutest queen?
You're still the best, but why?
Mirror coin machine. Am I still the cutest queen?
You're still the best.
Okay. So more mirror.
Weeks later.
Mirror, put me straight. Snow White or me?
Weeks later.
Mirror, put me straight.
And again.
Some weeks later.
Mirror, 1, 2, 3.
Some weeks later.
Mirror, 1.
And this one has fairest of them all. The next one.
An empty lot.
Mirror.
I know.
An empty lot.
Mirror.
I know.
It's this one.
Mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Snow White is the fairest.
Mirror.
So, fairest of them all, not fairest one of all, like it is now.
And this is all Rocky and Bullwinkle?
All one episode, yep. All right, now on to the Mandela. No, there's one more residue.
Thank God for a familiar reality.
And finally, a barbershop poll, like I remember. No blue. Hey guys, here comes the Mandela.
Into the chair.
Oh, gee, Dad.
But this clip is not right. Do you remember easy or steady? So you don't really even need to see the clip. Slow and easy wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. What do you remember? Easy or steady, guys, in the chat?
Ooh.
Steady.
What's the chat say?
Well, Jeff and Jency say steady.
Slow ride.
Steady for pushing buttons.
I think it's steady for that phrase, but slow and easy is a thing.
Ryu is back with steady. Wendy is steady. Noise Guru is steady. It's a saying though.
Yeah, no, slow and steady wins the race for sure.
Okay.
Slow ride, take it easy.
Everjosh is steady. Rock
This
steady.
is when because they did Aesop's Fables.
Steady said mustard seed of faith.
In that show.
Yellow Sun says steady. All right, guys. So
It's
if you want to play the clip really quick so you can see the context.
Absolutely unanimous.
I'll never beat Romulus and Remus this way.
Oh, yeah. Into the chair.
Oh, gee, Dad, I'll never beat Romulus and Remus this way.
Oh,
Okay, go
yeah.
on.
Into the chair.
Oh, gee.
Now pause as soon as you flip it.
Oh, yes, you.
The craziest part is they say steady while showing easy. Hit play.
Well, remember, slow and steady wins the race.
Oh,
which
what
brings
the
them.
heck?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I see what you mean by.
Oh, yes, you will. Remember.
Unbelievable.
Uh-huh. No, 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 no. You can play it again.
Slow and steady wins the race. Which brings to mind, as you will.
That's insane.
Okay.
I see what you mean by slow and steady wins the race, Pop.
There's also another moral, son. One that applies to the hair.
Bet I know what it is.
What?
Haste makes waste. Get it, Dad?
Yeah.
So the kid repeats steady at the end too, then shows another scroll that perfectly matches what he says. There's no reason why it should have said easy on that slip.
No, that was wild.
Oh.
Look at the chat. TD Mage, wow. Pushing buttons, wow. Pushing buttons, Jinx. So the next slide is just the recap.
I didn't like that.
Do you think that was a goof, or do you think this is a Mandela effect? I think it is a Mandela effect because I would have remembered questioning that as a kid. Like, why did they say easy? Why, that would have blown my mind then. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. All right, and Jeff, are you cutting out now, or are you sticking around? Well, thank you for coming. Not feeling well. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I owed you for last night anyway.
That's okay. So, guys, stick around. We still have 2 Mandela effects to get to before we head out tonight. But Jeff, anything you want to say before you head out?
Just have a good night, everybody in the chat, and thank you pushing buttons. Says feel better, Jeff.
Aww.
You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.
Me too. We'll see you next week, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Good night, Jeff.
All right. Good night, guys.
Super Mario, is that rabbit pregnant? Yeah, not right.
He ate a whole kettle full of some sort of carrot dish, so that the turtle would win. That's where the slow and steady
he got
wins the race. Yes. So, Christopher.
Yeah.
If you could, please do owls first.
Oh,
There's 2 at the bottom in Flickr. You're gonna find owls and then do the comic strip.
Okay.
Because I don't know if the owls is a Mandela effect or if it's just something I never knew, but
owls are awesome, and
they are.
It's like the entire reason my wife has an Instagram account. It's just owl pictures.
I love owls. Owls, turtles. Those are my, and frogs. I like frogs too. But and cats, of course. I mean, I'm talking about like pets, like animals that I don't have as pets.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. So would you like to read this one?
In 2020, I shared something that I thought was info I just never knew. But you all determined that it was probably an ME. The way owls sometimes sleep.
Which I'm now going to show you on the next slide. Wait, that's not even the best. The best is the next one.
Just
plop.
Left on the lawn.
No, wait, check it out. The next one is even better.
They're just
face down, plopped on the ground.
That's how I sleep.
Look at their legs. I love it.
Their legs are too long.
Yeah, they're way too long. That was part of the Mandela, yes.
It's they might have that, but this is the ultimate indignity, you know.
You would think, but you gotta understand.
So
Wait,
how-
pause. Okay, good. But you gotta understand that they can spin their head all the way around. So if there's a predator or something, they can just spin their head around without turning their body. So I guess it's safe for them to sleep on their stuff. I don't know. But you're gonna.
I just assumed they slept standing up, like feet.
That's
on
what
a
I
branch.
assumed too. So wait, when you click over, hit pause in the bottom on the bottom right there, and then read first. So there's context. Just hit pause on the bottom right. Okay, good. So read it first.
Okay, then I introduced you to two birds that could laugh like a human: the kookaburra above, and the snowy owl. Next slide.
The YouTube credit for this one is Chelsea Avery. Oh no, go back. You gotta play
So
this
how did Harry Potter get down the hill? Running. JK. Rolling. Good one, right?
Oh, why?
That's so funny.
Oh my god, I think that's the funniest sound. You're amazing, Crikey.
Oh, crikey.
So a bird walks into the bar.
So how?
No, it was more the owl mustard seed of faith, the snowy owl. So go on to the next one's the snowy owl.
Wait. You're not saying the owl is making these noises?
Yes, he is.
Oh, no.
And wait, you got to play it over from the beginning because the end is so funny. He like peeks open an eye, stops laughing, and then starts up again. It's great.
I'm going to start from the beginning.
Just hit the back. I was gonna say, how'd you make it so big?
I don't know. The back disappeared. I messed up everything. There we go.
Like, huh?
No, that's horrifying. That's like Beavis and Butthead Owl. Yeah.
Yeah, the owl was the whole reason of the ME. It was the owl more than anything. I don't remember owls laughing.
I hate that. No, that last one, no. Terrible.
Mm-hmm. But this video is like 10 years old or 11 years old. It's old.
That hurts my soul.
Do I need to hide you from the screen so you can fix the screen so that people don't see? You're still there. I just removed you so you could try to fix it, so you can continue on with the presentation. You know.
I don't have another arrow.
Just refresh the page. That's what I'm saying. I took you off screen.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay. All right. How cute. I can't. Go ahead.
All right. So, and I think most people are aware that owls can puff their feathers up to intimidate a threat like above. But some owls are doing something I've never seen them do before.
So just to be...
I just want to zoom in on this.
Oh, yeah.
Is that real?
Horned owl. Yeah, that's the horned owl. That's how he puffs up his feathers to intimidate a threat.
That right there looks like Minecraft. That looks fake.
And the snowy owl looks like a 4-leaf clover. But wow, I think the one on the bottom is just adorable. He's so cute.
These are all crazy.
Look at him. He's so little. I can't. He's so cute. You're still not intimidating, dude.
But I would adopt you.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. All right, guys. So that's not the Mandela. I think this is a Mandela. Do you remember owls being able to do this? So while it's playing, just read.
Okay. Apparently, some owls can do the opposite of puffing up. They can shrink down to a thin column, too. Is this new for you, too? It looks really weird when it shrinks up. Ah!
Yes. So in the chat, yes or no, have you ever seen an owl shrink? Let's see. Never seen those. I think that's something different. Never seen that. WTF, Gen Z. No, really? Transformers, says Noise Guru. Pushing buttons. Watch out. They'll cute you to death.
Well, it changes. It's weird. It evolves from an owl to a weird old school Nosferatu.
Yeah.
If you know the Nosferatu pose, you know, that's what it's doing.
Origami owls. No. Never, says Wendy. Hell to that no, says Pushing Buttons. Wolverine out. Oh my gosh. So that's what happened to Michael Jackson. Man, Danimal has seen this in the woods.
Whoa.
No, but I've seen many owls in my life only at the zoo. I have not seen many owls in my life only at the zoo. Oh, the owls. What? Says Jennifer. Wow, this is pushing. TD Mage says no folding owls. Nope. No,
Folding
never,
owls.
says Yellow Sun. Shape shifting, says Noise Guru. All right, go on. I'm going to tell you what they're doing.
No, it's like it turned into a bad, what do you call it? When you make animals into a stuffed.
Taxidermy?
Yeah, it's like bad taxidermy, which is a hilarious website.
All right.
Okay, it's called owl concealment posture. Some owls can conceal, quote unquote, better than others, but most owls can do this. How? Why?
Well, there's one I'm going to show you where it looks like part of the tree. You're going to
Conceal from what?
Look at all these owls doing this. They all do it slightly differently, but really look at the one in the bottom left. You see how he looks like he's part of the tree bark?
Yeah, that guy's good.
So wait, hold on, go back. Isn't that funny? Go back though. So do you see the one? All right, the ones with the ears pointing straight up.
This one?
That one, the one next to him. They're the horned owl. Remember the one you zoomed in that was really puffed up?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the one that really puffs up like that, and they managed to shrink that much. Isn't that insane? They're the same owl.
This one on the bottom left, or sorry, I'm sorry, the very bottom right, that thing looks like a Japanese cartoon imaginary animal.
Yep. I just love that picture. He's like Mr. Bean in owl form.
That's exactly correct. Rowan Atkinson. Look, Teddy. Is this info I never knew, or do you believe this is a Mandela? A New Earth trick that owls can do? Let me know what you think in the comments below.
So now we're going to move on to the final Mandela effect of the night.
That was all new to me.
Yes. This one is, this was done backwards. We should have started with this one and ended with the Fruit Loops and sent you off with your mind blown, but Jeff went backwards, so here we are. We're doing Beetle Bailey.
Okay.
The least mind-blowing of all the Mandela effects tonight. So look at it this way. It'll calm you down a little bit before going to bed. Okay? This one's a nice, relaxing Mandela effect. It's not like a major, blow your top off. It's just, it's not how it was, okay? It's one of those, like, okay, yeah, it wasn't like that. Next. But Nice and relaxing before bed.
Wait, where am I
It's
finding
after.
this?
Keep going down. Keep going down. It's next to the owls, to the right of
Oh,
the
okay.
owls. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So go to the first one. There we go. All right, guys. Do you remember Beetle Bailey, the comic strip about life in the Army? I hope so, because there are some weird things happening with this comic strip. And if you don't know it, it'll just be something interesting that you learned about. Question 1. Which color or colors, you can choose more than one, do you remember Beetle Bailey wearing?
Ooh, tough.
That's why it's not as tough, because you can choose more than one. Or if you want, you can say anything but number. So you can say all the above, you can say all the above except for number, or you can say a specific color. Let's do it that way.
Well, he's drawn completely correctly, so it's just all about the color. And
okay,
man.
Meister says 3 of 4. Which one is not then? If it's 3 of 4, or do you mean 3 or 4? And Jedsi said he should be 2 or 4. Because 1 and 3 are janitor clothes. Mandanimal says 2. General Sorrow says all. I will keep an eye on that one, Jennifer, because I'm covering something else. The exact same word is now dream and not dreams like it should be. So I may add that, and I'll credit you to that presentation. Maybe
Yeah,
2 also is pushing. What were you going to say?
I'm thinking 2. But yeah, like 2 is the most resonant military olive drab, but number 1 is not out of the realm of possibility. Brown, I think, is right out. 4 is imaginable. I don't know.
I just want to point out the pushing button says everything except 1. So all but 1. All right, Meister meant 3 or 4. Bit of Venom, welcome, says 2, I think. General Sorrow said maybe not 2 from the left. So maybe not number 2.
I'm pretty sure about not 3. If I had to state one thing, it would be not 3.
TD Mage is 1 and 4. I'll go with 4, says Jency. Joe Bloor is not familiar, and that's okay. Jency is number 4. 2 is too bright. I remember 1 and maybe 3, says Everjosh. Do you notice how everybody remembers all of them at some point? Like if you add up all the answers, you have all the answers.
There's
So we can
definitely
go on.
no consensus here.
Exactly. And that's an issue. Mandanimal says definitely not brown. Question 2, guys. Now we're on to A, B, C, and D. All right? Welcome RRFTV, who says 4 and 1. Okay, guys. Question 2. Which color or colors do you remember Sarge and Otto the dog wearing? So same business here if you want to say it the same way. So if you want to say definitely not this color, or if you want to say multiple colors, whatever you want to say, just say it. It's fine. And so far in the chat, Mandanimal is A. Bit of Venom is A. Pushing Buttons is A and C. General Sorrow is A and C, and Jency is B. And Pushin is C. And Meister is D. No way was it orange, says Jency, and TD Mage is A and C. What do you remember?
My basic feeling is definitely not D. And I think B is a little too Kelly Green. A or C are the most believable for me, and I'm not quite sure on that. But it's more that olive color.
I will say A and C is the consensus, and Everjosh says A and definitely not D. The definitely not D takes it, and I'm with all of you guys. A and C. So we can go on.
Okay. What? He's red?
Only there. Only there. It's the only red I found, but I included it just to show you it exists. Here's the thing. I can say any green color or tan on either one of them is okay. In fact, you can find all of the greens and tans on them. So this is definitely a Mandela variation effect. But the issue is the gray Beetle Bailey and yellow, orange, and even red that one time, Sarge and Otto. I have never seen these characters wear these colors before. So you guys are saying no to D. D is the color, the main color. And gray, I don't ever remember soldiers wearing gray in the US. They've always been camo, greens, and tans. So it was never gray for me. If you guys remember gray, that's okay. Because again, they did wear gray. All right, go on, let's go. I want to show you that it's actually the most common colors are these. The yellows and the grays. And Beetle Bailey wore brown with a weird hat, but I'm going to explain the hat in a minute. So the most common color for Sarge is yellow and orange. Which, no, never. But again, you can find these characters in every single one of those colors. And it was never like that for me. They were always wearing like that army green. And I remember Sarge wearing tan because he was a different color than Beetle Bailey. He was like, you know, an officer, so he wore the tan, and Beetle Bailey wore the soldier green in my past. And now they're all different colors. So this is what I call a Mandela variation effect. I agree, gray looks wrong, Bit of Venom. I should also mention that the logo has crooked E's, and the Y is not how I remember it. It's just weird. Do you remember the logo looking like this? There is an all caps version, but I remember the lowercase logo. So do you guys remember the crooked E's and the lowercase logo that's on all the comics? And the number 1s for the L's? And the Y that's got that weird shape that, I don't know, it looks wrong to me. I don't remember that. But it gets worse with the logos. Oh, also, I'm sorry, before you go on, can you zoom in on the top right? The top, the corner, the absolute corner. There's another 12 cents without a line. Just wanted to point it out. There's no line in the cent symbol.
Is that a thing?
That's a thing now, yeah. For literally a year, I've been working on a punctuation folder.
Cents should have one line, and then in the real old school, the $S has two, right?
Yes, but I'm working on a folder on just punctuation because I found all sorts of variations that never existed.
C.
Like the C doesn't have the line at all.
Yeah.
So, more logos I came across. I do not remember any comic having so many different logos ever. Do you guys remember that? Again, part of the variation effect. A logo in my past was consistent. It was the same. If you saw Peanuts anywhere, the same Peanuts logo is what you saw. Not 16 different logos for Beetle Bailey. It's so weird.
Yeah. Oh, there's more.
There is more. And check it out. There's a rainbow one. Of course.
I don't like that.
Yep. Question number 4. Yes or no? Do you recall a Beetle Bailey animated TV series? Yes or no in the chat, guys. Stay here. Do you recall either a movie or a TV series, anything animated by Beetle Bailey? Yes or no in the chat. Chris, do you remember any animated series or anything?
No, and that seems like it would be kind of frightening, or I don't know, that just seems off-putting.
So we have a no from you, yes from Jency, maybe from Pushing Buttons, and a no from Bit of Venom. No from Wendy. Maybe not sure.
It could have
Super Mario
existed.
says, well, yes, because I have a theme song on a CD I have. TD Mage's note. Now, guys, this isn't the real question. This is the starter question. You know me. Come on now. All right, next slide. Oh, this may not be a Mandela. I could have just missed it. But I have no memory of there being a TV series which can be seen free on Tubi and Amazon Prime as of April 2024. The series ran from 1962 to 1964. Is this new for you too? Now I want you to take close note of the fact that they're all wearing tan and have that weird hat. But that's not all. Go on. It wasn't just one cartoon series. There were two series, one in 63, the other in the late 1980s or early 90s that was on Saturday mornings. Absolutely not. I don't remember that. And there were at least 3 animated movies direct to VHS. There was also a special that could have been on one of the VHS movies. Do you guys remember all of this? There was a Christmas special too. Anybody? I know none of this stuff. Does anyone remember all of this? It was King Features Animated Comics. I don't know if it was Hanna-Barbera. I didn't see anything about Hanna-Barbera anywhere. All I saw was King Syndicate Featured Animated Comics. So Pushin is a no. Wendy is a no. Never seen. Whoa. Never seen the cartoon, no. I do remember the 60s series, says Vandanimal. I was a Saturday morning cartoon expert, no, says TD Mage. It looks like a lot of things can look like Hanna-Barbera, though. I've actually seen Filmation look like Hanna-Barbera, but it's actually Filmation. Okay, next. So here are all the VHS tapes, guys. Lots of them. So there's Sarge's Last Stand. We've got 13 30-minute episodes. This one was from the 80s or 90s because it actually looks like the comic. You're in the Army, wow, which I've seen people write You're in the Army Now with an N, but it's with a W. There is so much animated stuff on Beetle Bailey that I find it really hard to believe that I've never seen any of it.
That's right. And yeah, the concept that it was a cartoon animation, I've never seen this anything but Sunday Funny's comic strip.
So here are some scenes from the different movies and series, and notice the orange and yellow on the middle right, and then the yellowish tan, and then the tans and the browns and all the different colors that shouldn't exist because it should be standard. Why are they coloring them all different colors? And now you're going to see the Christmas special.
There's a Christmas special.
Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
The 90s cartoon is on the left, third one down. That's the 90s cartoon. You can see the style difference between the other ones. Like that's the 60s above it, and below is the 90s or the 80s, whatever it was.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Oops.
so now, it's okay. So now we're at current reality, just to show you how much gray and yellow and orange, Beetle Bailey and brown. Like, no, there was a stamp, and on the stamp, Sarge is wearing yellow. Like, I don't. These are not. No, no, just no. Oh, here we go. The top one. Now, Beetle is wearing green in the comic, but on the logo, he's wearing gray. He has a telephone from the 70s. He's gray. Let's see. Gray, yellow. Now, Sarge is wearing green, but Beetle's wearing gray. Yellow, orange. These colors are so messed up, I can't. More variations of colors where some are right and some are wrong. So here's some residue of all green or tan, which is what I remember. Like I said, I do remember Sarge wearing tan sometimes because he was a sergeant. He wasn't like on par with soldiers, and sergeants usually do wear tan in the army. So, but all green I can go with too. I've seen all green, and that's fine. Like I said, if it's tan or green, I'm okay with it. It's the gray and the brown that I'm not okay with.
Great.
There's the 90s cartoon in the bottom right. Or late 80s, early 90s. I couldn't get an exact date. But Beetle's wearing black, which is weird.
Yeah.
I think Beetle's wearing gray there, but Sarge and Dog are in green. Yeah, so there's residue of the colors.
It's a lot of color diversity.
Mm-hmm. Check out that comic strip, guys. It's got all the colors at once for you. I changed hopeful to right, but it doesn't look right. Is any of this a Mandela effect or Mandela variation effect for you? I only recall Beetle in green and Sarge in tan. Like I said, I can concede to Sarge wearing green. I can see the other greens and browns, but never grays, oranges, and yellows. The red was a one-off that I saw. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And that is it. It is 4 a.m. again. I don't want you to get in trouble. Would you like to give the room a shout out before we go?
I'm dozing off almost.
All right, I'll do it really quick because I'm used to doing it.
Yeah, you got more energy. I'm about to fall asleep on the floor.
Yep. So we have Super Mario Brothers 3, Gen-Z Tour Day, General Sorrow is here, Pushing Button 62, Mustard Seed of Faith. I said General Sorrow, right? Yeah. Okay. Wendy B, Meister Ecopt, sorry. TD Mage 20, Joe Bloor is here. Earlier we had Dunno. Ryugami Mikado is here. I said Joe Bloor. Mandanimal. Mr. Super Sidewinder's here. Yellow Sun. Jeff was here earlier. Noise Guru. I'm scrolling. I don't want to miss anybody. Michael Fontaine was here. Scrolling as fast as I can. A lot of duplicate names. Jennifer M is here. Wizardry is here. We also had... Scrolling down, guys. Preliminal was here. Seeing lots of the same names talking. I don't want to miss anybody. Sorry, guys. It's a lot of Gen Z. General Sergeant Meister. RRFTB was here. Ever Josh is here. A bit of Venom. Did I get everybody? I know Splatter 420 was here earlier. So was Honest Hunter O'Biden, but I don't remember what the honorary Honest Hunter O'Biden, I think it is now. He changed his name again. Let's see. I know Go-Kart Bob was here earlier. Wendy, I'm just making sure I have everybody. And of course, if I missed your name because I couldn't see it, I'm so sorry. I'm almost to the bottom. Sometimes they'll throw their name in at the bottom if I haven't called them out yet. Everybody, I think.
But
I mean,
congrats
Hebrew was
to
here too. Huh?
anyone who has persevered to the end. Congrats to you.
You were, especially the ones that were at Hebrew's show too. You guys are amazing.
Yeah. This one's an endurance run.
They like long shows. They like the long shows. I mean, we still have 27 watching after almost 3 hours. You guys are amazing.
I'm about to wilt.
Yeah. Again, guys, just a little thing again. Please, if you can, if you haven't shared the eviction GoFundMe, please do so. Get as many eyes on it as possible. Jeff still has to update the total on the GoFundMe because we're moving into the next month. Joey has put in so many applications. He's gone on foot to places, and he has not found a single thing yet. So until he gets a job, we don't have enough. We have enough to pay the rent, but not enough to catch up. So we're constantly, as the new month on, like we'll give him money, catch up. New month hits, and we're right back to where we started. So I'm like getting a little paranoid. The landlord's getting a little impatient again. He's being not very nice. So please, if you can, share the GoFundMe if you haven't already. And I'm not gonna get upset. I'm stopping right there. So, and also, if you guys want to share the links, I have my links in the chat for CashApp, in the description, not the chat, for CashApp, PayPal, because I know some people don't like GoFundMe, Ko-Fi. There's all sorts of links people can use if they don't like GoFundMe. So if you can, please share it all. I appreciate it. If you guys want more info, look at the last show. I don't want to get upset again, so I'm going to stop there. Thank you again for being here. On behalf of all of us, and Jeff, who had to leave, and Chris McG. We're calling him Chris McG now, guys. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.
Good night. It was fun.
I'm glad you had a great time. I'm so glad you were here. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I'm going to go fall asleep on the floor now.
All right. Good night,
guys.
guys.
Fall asleep right here.
Okay. All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Smash the tube, smash the tube, smash the tube, smash the tube. Turn the strap off, 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 please turn it off. Why must we watch Friends? 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 I've seen this show about 1,000,000 times. Not even funny when I'm drunk or high. Why must we watch Friends? 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 I'm telling you now for the 100th time. to change the channel. This show is a crime. Why must we watch Friends? 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 That laugh track is so annoying to me. They wouldn't need it if the show was funny. Why must we watch Friends? 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 There's so much better ways to spend my day than watch TV sing down a cat so smelly. Why must we watch Friends? 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 Why must we watch Friends?